Hello, everybody. Wow, man, damn, damn. And when I use my way sometimes on the internet, it's like I'm going back in time to the way I used to be, like even after class in a karate changing room. At times, uh, when you're about to leave the karate dojang, in Korean they call it, or if you would call it the karate dojo uh, in Japan, whatever you give the reference to, it's the karate school, or you know. Uh, so to be honest here, I cannot right now. I'm not quite sure if there's more Korean moves or more Japanese moves in the actual Hazuki style, because what this style is actually really and truthfully composed of is different martial arts. There is some Muay Thai that I put in there, and this came out of me spiritually because, to be honest, with this one move called Dragon Spin, and I don't know if it's really a necessary move. Oh, like nowadays, I noticed they have something called Dragon Kick, was it, or something like that in the new Karate Kid Legends. It looks more like a tricking move and it's fancy Taekwondo move. It looks cool, but I don't think it's necessary and as effective in a fight as Dragon Spin or Cartwheel Kick would be, to be honest with that. Also, just taking off my shoes here. Like, even if guys can do that, there's a very, select few people that can do Dragon Kick. Well, you see them on TV or whatever. To me, that doesn't even look like it generates much power. That's another problem with that move. The power I remember generating from doing Dragon Spin at one time was a lot of power. And Dragon Kick was like you're throwing a noodle at somebody to me. I don't want to make fun of it, but it doesn't look that impressive to me. Yes, so I'm RetroZucchini1, and it's amazing how the martial arts can evolve. And notice the keywords that I say there. You can quote that. It's amazing how the quote unquote quote the martial arts can evolve. That is amazing. Wouldn't you agree? Because here I am getting off on different subjects here, this and that. But the moves for martial arts, for video games, like this is what's used here, the ones I have created myself, I don't know if I want to dig into the so much of the history here. Some moves I might have created and they're just already known to be, I'm waking up from 1995 and then 2026 now. And some of these moves are from the style that they say they're from on the internet. Like when I did Dragon Spin, I didn't know, and that's Cartwheel Kick. I had no idea that was a Muay Thai move. But maybe, that's something, let me say, that's something I'm just going to leave at that, leave it at that anyway. Not trying to brag, but I just know that I did go with what I know, and this is something that's quoted by a karate Dan teacher in class. Go with what you know, but that's just what I know to do. That was the moves I did, and this is just something that just happened anyway, because spiritual spiritual things that happen in life, they happen anyway, and they can't really be explained. Like these moves that were used for the Hazuki style, and then we have the moves and like if you're playing as Ryuzuki, which that is the role in Shenmue, uh, you're finding that these moves on scrolls in shops, antique shops, and martial arts shops, whatnot, and then those moves. I remember doing those moves too. Well, that's what they went with the Shenmue project. I strongly believe this, and I'd be willing to go to whatever I got to go to if I have to stand up for my claims. But I don't think they're gonna. I don't think even Sega or was it YSNet just messaged them the other day. They're gonna really say anything about this because it's known by the Dan teachers, and they've been to South Korea, they've been everywhere, world countries, part of World Mudo-Kwan, this federation I trained with too. People know me, who I am, and they know that this guy's telling the truth about what he's saying on his channel. So, what I'm getting at, yes, Dragon Kick, and I just go back on that one more time. Yeah, it looks like it's a cool move. I mean, I like it kind of. It looks cool to watch, but it is like reminding me of, it's reminding me of Taekwondo somewhat because it's like tricking. And then it's like, you're doing it, but you're doing it, I don't know how they do it. It's just they're doing it. It looks like Taekwondo. I do Taekwondo also in the fighting style for Shenmue. I do a lot of that in the game. And this is another reason I consider myself Ryuzuki. So that's something I'm saying. Title of this broadcast is I'm Ryuzuki. I think I have one or two hashtags after that. So let's start the game here. Yes. Turn the volume down a little bit here. I don't have the quite setup that I would have or may have one day. It all costs money. Money that I should have already had 31 years ago to date. Happy New Year, 2026. How was your New Year, everyone? Was it as good as mine? I mean, to be decent and fair about it, I was with family, spent the New Year's Eve with family. I don't have any friends, but that's just like Ryuzuki. His friends don't come over very much now, do they? Japanese and Hispanic cultures very much alike. Whether you're Asian or Hispanic, there's even a nation reminding me of that. It's called the Philippines.
Daily warm-up race. You all do your best now. Yeah. Like always, 3 laps to the finish. Everybody ready? Yeah. On your mark. Almost time to go. Ready? Go!
So, yeah. I'm here. I'm on the internet. You can find me online. Retruzuki1 LLC. It's not much really to learn more about me, but I mean, I've said it so many times in the previous broadcasts regarding myself, the history that I claim, and what I am. It's just an honest, another honest testimonial that I give repeatedly all the time, and it's like It's like a ritual. I mean, I can make a religion out of what I claim, but it's not that I would want to be that way, but in a way, oh, you know, we're in a time era, let me say this. This is what I think about our world today, even America. You know, people of colored skin tone don't have the same human rights that people of American type of skin tone have. And what is American? European, Caucasian looks, Slavic people are like those kind of looks in a way. Some kind of European people like that. Yeah, well, they could be Spanish, and they're white. You know, like I'm Spanish, I'm white too. In a way, in another way, I'm Latin, Indian. You know, like I'm different skin tone. But this is what I'm saying. When you have the nice olive look, not all people have that from Europe and the Slavic nations. Okay, so I'm not trying to pick at this, but this is a very controversial subject too, in a way, also. Yeah. So what I'm saying here, you know, you don't always want to win and everything. Like, you know, like being myself, I think I don't always want to win at everything, even if I could. You know, like that's the way I feel. And I'm a nice skin tone, right? I'm Retro Hazuki 81. Yay. I'm not born, you know, pale white or dark black or brown, dark brown too much or whatever I could say, all right? But I don't want to be racy. I don't want to be like that.
Oh man, so
Just
close, you almost had it. Here's your prize.
Thanks.
It's time for work. Let's get cracking.
Take what I get, because if you're the best...
Gotcha. Today you gotta move cargo between warehouses. Gotcha. First take a crate from here over to warehouse number 8 and unload it there. Then take a crate from warehouse number 8 to warehouse number 18. You know where that is, right?
I take this to warehouse number 8. Then I take number 8 cargo to warehouse number 18.
Yep. But careful you don't get mixed up. The quota's written on the map.
I got it.
Okay, yes, and like I was saying, if you're coming in first place at everything you do, and if you're just the best at everything, you know, I mean, there's people that gotta be that way. And I find in my life, you know, I'm in America here, and you know, my rights are not respected, even if I really am Ryuzuki. I can't just say that. See, that's why, you know, that's why I'm not really respected for all this time to be him. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I want to say about that. And it's not meant to offend anybody, but, you know, I gotta be honest here. Okay, so, you know, if I really am the best at everything I do when I'm that age, I'm only like a young teenager, barely a teenager, growing so fast, hitting puberty so hard. All the women like me. They could be the hottest college girls, the hottest seniors in high school. They crazy about me. They see me come in the room, the sexiest guy in there. I'm a guy in puberty, you know, looking like a man and looking like I can grow like into a long fire hose or something. in my pants. And hey, man, I look like a stripper. I look like a sexy martial artist. I'm all that. Did I ask to be that way? Oh, I didn't ask to be that way, but something about me always knew that I was this way. I was a martial artist all my life. I always knew I was this way. That's why I always had a liking for the martial arts my entire life. That's something I never really said before. Oh, okay, so this is what I'm saying. I went the wrong way. So what? All right, so I don't want to be. If even if I some one time, okay, one time in my life or another time, because history repeats itself too. You know, if I'm the best at everything, and I don't, sometimes this is the attitude I take. If I am the best, it's like I just lose interest in that somehow. I've lost interest in being the best, but the reason I think I lost interest in being the best at what I claim is because, it's because of, make sure I can get up here. The reason I don't want to, how do I say it? Like, I really explain and say it the right way and the true way. Yes, the reason I don't have that much interest in being the best, knowing I am the best in the martial arts that year from a class that's, even if there were other talented people like me, I don't say it, but this is what I'm saying here. If I am the best, I don't just want to be like that because this is good. That may work. Let's pretend that one guy with a forklift was like a brother or a cousin. Okay, this is why I don't want to be the best because okay, it's because you're people that are special to you when you're born into the world or whatever. It's like a family oriented thing. It's if I was Asian, well, family oriented. If I'm Hispanic, it doesn't make a difference in a way because, the way I'm thinking when I'm younger, even if my brothers, my parents, or let's say I had a sister, whatever. I don't know. Let's say I had a cousin or whatever. If I'm the best, well, then who are they? You see, it's like that. I feel guilty in a way because
Suppose I shouldn't leave these crates out here.
Yeah, I feel guilty to be the best at something like this karate. I feel guilty in a way. I feel guilty to accept a jacket that my karate teacher was going to give to me. With the one that what's that guy? Dion's Fabrications. Yeah, it's the same exact patch on the same jacket, just like that. I believe it was flavor 2. He was going to give me that in 1995. It was too small actually when he had to try it on in the changing room, and so if I didn't know what to do about it, I think he gave it away to somebody else. But that was supposed to be going to me because I'm already selected to be real Hazuki. And that's a real claim. And I don't know what to do about that because I clearly remember that day. I don't know if Dion from, where's he from? Vietnam. Okay. I don't know if he has any knowledge, pre-exposed knowledge about this testimonial, another one that I'm telling about this, but this is just what I call it. I call these testimonials because this is like a legal court testimonial. It's nothing to do with some kind of religious belief or anything. No, this is to do with legal human rights. Okay, that's where I'm going with it. Yes. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. If I'm, and I say it one more time, it's like I'm doing all this. It's kind of hard to stay focused here. Um, and my phone went off. I'm turning it off. Back in 1986, 1991, 1995, 1989, whatever, the years of these old school movies that are martial arts movies, there would be no cell phones. Okay. So, yes, what I'm saying about this is, yeah, I'm not going to be like, like, if I'm the best, if I'm number one, not number three in the race,
Lunchtime, eh?
if I'm like number one, but I'm getting counted as number three or whatever, over time, or number two, whatever. At first, this is the thing about this. I don't just want to be the best sometimes. Naturally, who I am, I'm like, I guess I should be in a family with really successful people.
Hey, bro!
Hey, Goro?
Bro, I'm gonna settle down and go straight. Gets me a real job, work hard, and marry her.
Marry? But she's too young.
Don't you know, Ryo? Girls can get married from 16.
But to Goro?
Well, Goro, he's not so bright, but he's got a heart of gold.
Yeah, but Goro...
Well, bro, be seeing you around.
See ya!
Okay, back online. I'm Retro Zucchini 1. Yes. Okay. Oh, well, look at the rain. See how the weather changes in Shenmue? Okay, so, yes, like, what I was saying is that I don't want to be the best sometimes. If I am this Ryuzuki, I naturally can just do this stuff anyway. It's the potential's in my, oh, it's in my body, it's in my blood, it's in my bones, my joints, it's in me still. No matter if I'm drinking Coke at this age or, whatever it is, I don't always want to drink Coca-Cola, but, well, how do I say it? Here I am since 1995. I'm typically always this way, I was wondering why, my Facebook friend, Ramon Martin Guzman, I don't know what username goes by now. I was wondering why he told me, explained to me that yes, Shenmue was going to go with, they're going to go with Coca-Cola to, like, they're going to sponsor or be in, how does it go? Like, they're going to sign some contract, or whatever to be in the video game Shenmue. It would be Coca-Cola and not Jet Cola. I don't know if Jet Cola is a real company. Is that a company in another country? See, I don't know. But it's a company they promote in the video game of Shenmue. I don't know who came up with Jet Cola, but it's an idea. Then Coca-Cola is American, yes, and well, they're going to put that in Shenmue. Now, if that's American, get this. Who's Ryuzuki? I mean, doesn't that tell everybody in the world something also? Even again and again and again, I'm online explaining this to the whole planet, and if they were going to use Coca-Cola, it's American. They didn't do this for Shenmue. I don't know why, and this is another claim we have. They were going to send me to Japan. They were going to, this is after I earned my prominent degree. And there's a confusing mix-up with the teachers or something, or my parents or something. But this is my complaint. Why did nobody properly inform me, and really, really inform me of this once in a world's population amount of lifetimes times 20, whatever it is. Seriously, nobody told me nothing. That, hey, you're Ryo Hazuki, Ryan Michael Salazar. You're Jin Kazama, Ryan M. Salazar. You're Kazuma Kiryu, Ryan M. Salazar. You're all these guys, man. What are you doing in Michigan still? Does that ring a bell? I dated this girl that is also the likeness of Joy. Oh, but I heard rumors and remnants when I was with her for 3 years duration that yes, she's getting Shenmue royalties. And she even told me that one time after paying for a Mediterranean, they call it, some people American call it a Mediterranean food. I call it Arabic food. Call what it is, Lebanese, Yemen, whatever. So, this girl's living nearby Dearborn, Michigan. And, I went to school. I had a private school from Dearborn, Michigan before, long ago. And that private school is not a Catholic-oriented private school. Yet it still, symbolizes what they wear. What is it? Cross, okay. Yeah, and not everybody that goes to private school is technically like Christian or Catholic or born again Christian, whatever, Baptist, all these different faiths out there. Yeah, they're not always just that. But what I'm saying here, okay, and it always rings a bell to me, but, that's jingle bells to me. Back to work.
First, take the cargo to warehouse number 8. Then, go to warehouse number 18.
And this is why, the teacher, I think he knew I was going to need those royalties, for having these people in my life also. He knew that there's people that were jealous of me and wanted that money. He knew that. I didn't really know that. But I remember the same girl in class asked me for the degree right after class. In the ceremony, why was her and her brother there? They didn't earn a certificate, and I'm supposed to give them mine like I'm giving somebody ice cream? No, because what I earned is just too damn special. And that's a very big problem, that they don't credit me for this at all nowadays. Wow, just kill me, kill the whole planet, kill a bunch of populated people 30 years ago and get away with it today. Is that the same damn thing? Or rape them too? What am I supposed to say? Huh? It's really bad what I went through. And it's worse, way, way worse, what I, I mean, what's worse is maybe the person that did it, I don't know. Like, how can there be a human being that just do this to somebody? And they're a living person? Seriously? They're not an alien? They're not like a predator, not from a movie. They're not a monster. What the hell are they? Because, see, I guess, like, some people, they think of me really like nobody, nothing, but they don't even know how to do the acrobatic and the talented martial arts I can always do, or have done that 1 year or something. Like, this is a special video game, a special thing I did. And it's not that I just want to just give this away for nothing, and not that there's even a set price on what I did. It's just what I did revolutionized the world, and I didn't even get availed to the planet as Hazuki. I didn't get availed, as what I am and who I am. But why is that? A lot of reasons. Like, it's really insulting that, I have to complain about different nations because there's different nations that are part of Europe and near Russia that kind of offended me in a way, and but I'm holding back. I'm Hazuki to say it like that. Also, they really offended me, this Poland, but I don't want to just say that. I already said it. It really offended me. But I don't want to blame their nation. But I'm holding back. I'm holding back. Like, wow. But I'm Hazuki. I'm supposed to be that. When I received the victory, then the damn thing was taken from me. Wow. It's like you're not getting that. This is why. Okay. This is why, like, I'm just going to try to talk about something else here, but let me say this. This is the how do I say it? This is the lesson. It's like a martial art lesson. This is the lesson I'm giving. I'm teaching everybody something about life, a life lesson. And this is something that needs to change in the planet also. Two different things here. For one, this is a lesson. There's going to be three. I'll make it three. For one, when you know you're wrong and doing something, you don't do it. You don't do it and think you're just okay to get away with that. It doesn't matter if you're whatever skin tone you are. Okay, this is about race too, I think. This Shenmue, in a way. You don't just do that. You don't just do something wrong because you think you're going to get away with it anyway. Why do people not have like morals? How to say it? Why are people like assholes and they don't have respect? I mean, how do I say it? And because I swore, I earned my right to swear anyway. On this guy putting down the crate. All right. So why do people not have respect? I don't know why. I can't teach them that. But am I supposed to teach them respect? Beat them up? See? Well, maybe they'll go that way one day. I don't know. I could be 100 years old. I'd be beating the hell out of somebody that stole this from me. I don't know who it would be. I don't know what to do. But this is the problem I have. That. Okay, so for one, the first lesson is, I'm going to stay correct here. The first lesson, one, you don't do something wrong when you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. You know you're wrong. You're taught not to do something wrong, but you do it anyway. You know you're wrong. You do it like a jerk. Okay, you don't do that. You're wrong. You're not supposed to do that. And there's always been people that make the wrong choice because of that, proud and arrogant. Anyway, okay, that's stated. Now for 2, second lesson here, this is what I need to say also. There's going to be 3 parts of this. The second part of my claim here is that, okay, this is what I'm trying to say. In America, from my experience, I think America, the United States of America, but not only the United States, let's make this international. Claim 2. Maybe it'll have to go that way one day. Maybe let's make it just for America for now. I think we'll stick with it just being, this is what I say America should do. Because there's obviously countries with people of a different skin tone than me. See how I look like I'm Filipino or Asian or Spanish, that knuckle? My hand looks just like that. You know what else I notice about that hand? I have veins of... My veins might look exactly like that when I had my strength. When I had my strength, yeah, I do recognize. Look at the veins of Hazuki. You see those veins? Look at that. Look at his hand on that steering wheel. I had veins on my left hand. I can still see them through my hand. My hand looks like that guy's hand anyway. My whole... Okay, how to explain this about the hand of Hazuki here. I have... Even though my hand is not as strong as that hand used to look 30 years ago, 31 now, my hand looked exactly like that in 14. That's all I'm saying for that. My phalanges, my metal, my metal carpal bones, this middle of the hand, the carpal, whatever, the hand, the phalanges, whatever, fingers. My hand looked like that. That looks like my skin tone. That looks like the melanin in my race, whatever. That looks like me. Well, they're not saying that in Japan. Nothing about my reference to my name at all. But that's something, there's something, let me say it like this. There's quite a lot I might know about Shenmue. If I would just figure it out on my own, I could say quite a lot that makes people believe I'm correct in everything I say. And I know this about Shenmue and Sega and other video games created. I know these things, but I also know something more about martial arts and myself and history of this project, this game. I know, but I don't like to just say that. I don't just say that there's a disclaimer, but I just say that. I might say it, and I didn't say that. That's what I said. So, in other words, I know something, but let me. Okay, this is number 2. I'm getting at number 2. America, like the experience I had with the experience I had with my skin tone being special when I'm younger, and it's even like depicted in Michigan still as special today. Okay, this is one reason the karate teacher, okay, he has Native American ancestry. He tells me, I know his uncle too from a local church around here that is a Christian faith. Yes, okay. So there's all kind of religions, and I just say that you can even be Buddhist and Christian both, and it's okay. You don't believe me? Search it on Google. There's a lot of people that are brainwashed with one religion, and I won't pick at one. I won't only harp on one. I won't only thump on one because I won't. But I'm just saying, do your research on all of these things. He told me, and I did them over time. Eventually, but there was not always iPhone, Google, search engines. There was not always that. Before that, there was just the library, local encyclopedia resource. Encyclopedias, when you go to the library, you're supposed to leave those there. You can't take those with you. So that's your source of knowledge. Go to college, buy a book, read the encyclopedias at the library, or that's all you got. There was no Wikipedia. That's funny. Wikipedia, today's generation of young people, you guys are funny with your phones, man. Yeah, let's put that aside. So this is what I think should be about. From my experience, American people, the government, the White House, all these different entities of sources.
Finished for the day.
Today's pay. Here, son.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need you to try harder next time. Got it? You gotta meet your quota.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You can fire me. I don't care. Okay, so, here I am, Retro Zucchini 1. Okay, so this is what I find that needs to be like, and I don't need to call out all these authority, names here, but, I understand that when a law goes through Congress, it has to go through a process first, has to be presented and that, and maybe I should submit some kind of bill or something, but I won't be respected. That's another problem. I don't know how much my human rights are respected in Michigan. That's a real claim I have. I don't know how much my human rights are respected in America. Sometimes I don't know. A little unsure about that. And that's because of the lies about me, my name, my good name, Ryan M. Salazar, the lies about me, the crappy rumors about me, about people that could even be a neighbor. They might be lying a lot about me, but they don't even know me. But they think they want to say that. They want to believe that. It could come from somebody anywhere. I don't even know. People I met, people that I don't know. People from another country or world. I mean, there's all kind of people out there that will say something. There's good people and there's bad people. Two kinds in the world. So for number 2, what I'm saying is this. It's okay. This is the problem that I have with this Shenmue, in a way, is that it's my skin tone, okay, but this is not the problem. It's like, this is what I think the problem is that there needs to be a real law in place, and not just the state of Michigan, no, but probably it needs to go national. Like, from my personal experience that I had with this Shenmue, like in other video games being used, like the way I'm used, like for this, I was never compensated or nothing. Okay, they need to, there needs somebody, okay, it's not they, but in other words, society itself, society needs to understand that, people that are, how to say it, like, what people copy these people in America, typical modern day American thinking of like the media, the way it goes, young people that are, to me, it's like that. It's like, if you're another nationality, if you're black, you're copying typical Caucasian young people that don't know anything about culture. I'm not being offensive, but culture. They don't know nothing about life. They don't know nothing about how families are oriented, cultures. You guys are like, I'm not picking on Caucasian people from America, but typically it's like, um, where is this kind of a stereotype starting at, from? Is it coming from Caucasians in America? Is it coming from Caucasians in Europe or Canada or some other country that's, trying to figure it out. Like, it's probably, I'd have to say, the main source of where problems are starting, and people can say whatever they want in any nationality. But what I really think is that it's starting with when people don't have like the foundation of a respect for someone else. They don't have integrity, and they don't even have dignity. Some of these people that are, and when I say some of these people, that could be any race, okay? But where does it start? I'm thinking it starts from people probably that are like, they're just American, they're just Caucasian, they're just white. I don't like to just say that about people that are human beings anyway. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to be respectful about this and as much as I can be, but it's like, probably, um, there's people that in other cultures I would agree with, and there's American people that might agree with me. Even if you're Caucasian, you might agree with me, but you probably do. Right? That's just what I'm trying to get at, because, if you don't already have something to be proud of, if you don't already have like this martial arts, the degree I earned in 1995 represented my foundation for the martial arts when I was age 14. That's what I was going with. That's what I was starting with. I had no idea that I should realize that the teacher wanted to take that back from me. Can we think about that for a minute? See, there's a lot I'm getting at with this Shenmue, that I have a strong as hell reason to claim these things for my life to be lived the way it should have been lived 31 years ago when I was 14 or 18 or whatever. Like, it should have been lived this way. They should have never burned down the Shenmue house, if that's true from a source in New York, or was it the Philippines? Okay, I don't know how to explain this, but I'm told that Shenmue house was burned down, and they kept burning it down and trashing it and everything, and they kept it, they rebuilt it, kids built it up again or something in Japan, and I'm told that there were toys stolen from there, and I had a belt there that was stolen, and a gi and things for me stolen there or something. Some source told me, but I'm not going to reveal that. Okay, but that's something that is like wildly as hell offensive to me. That's like a scar to hear that crap. I mean, I could go deaf just saying that to the wrong person. I could paralyze myself to just say that. Paralyze someone else just to say that. Give them a seizure just to say these crazy things. To make like people feel like they would get injured to hear what I'm saying, make them hear less, or make them like kind of go into a seizure or something to hear this. Well, think of the people that would actually do these things. I might have trained martial arts with these kind of people. In a way, like it kind of reminds me of a General Custard from The Last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise, Ken Watanabe. Kind of gives me reference to that. That General Custard was quite a character in that movie, but the evil they went through to establish America. Okay, and what was America before it was not America? What was I before I was nobody? Okay. What was my family's reputation? Surname Salazar, it's Spanish. Salazar, Espanol, España, yeah. What was that? Before the teacher or quote, plural teachers that took the degree back from me after I clearly earned this honor to claim that I honored Japan, that I honored the planet, that I honored video games, I honored technology. Like, I don't, let me say this too. There may be history that I have, there may be history that I actually have with video games and even with Mr. Yu Suzuki that I'm not even going to say. But I'm not even going to talk about that. Really, it's like, something that I just don't know if I should even go there. But that's something that was not properly presented to me correctly ever in my life. And here, when I earned this, I did these things, I was only a young teenager. Nothing was presented to me properly by the teachers that trained me, that trained with me and trained me. I trained them too. It's like we did both for each other. These prominent special dons, I already knew the moves, but that's just how I was. Don't ask me, it's just how I was. I already knew. I created my own system. I'm a sue artist. I don't want to sue people, but I'm a sue artist. Naturally, I created my own movements. I created my own jujitsu system for Shenmue. That's one claim I did. Even for Tekken, Jin Kazama, that's a sue art. I did that too. But that, in a way that is. Some of these claims are like founder claims or maybe even co-founder. I'll say it again, maybe they're founder claims, maybe even co-founder claims. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm Richard Zucchini 1. Okay, back online here. Yes, so I'm going to speed things up quite a bit here. Okay, so for number 2, what I would like to include, to introduce, what I would like for society, for the government, preferably for the the United States government, to represent, to understand, is that okay? It's this. Um, so what was I saying now? It's about uh, like how to say it. Okay, this is what people. Okay, let me get at it now. Is what I was saying is that when people, okay, if people that don't have, I feel bad that people that don't have culture, born with genetics, like the genes of like being Spanish, the genes of being Asian, the genes of being maybe some nation from Europe, maybe you're Italian, maybe you're 100% some nationality that's special, maybe you're 50% some nationality also that is special. Maybe you're a white person. Maybe you're
I should go
that,
home.
and maybe you're white. Maybe you're some nationality. Maybe you're American. This is the way the world sees everybody. Like maybe you're European. Maybe you're in England. Maybe you're in Ireland. Maybe you're in Australia, wherever the British settled and went, because like Spain and England traveled the whole world in ships as pirates, and those are the two most dominant people, the Spaniards and the English, the British, in the planet that dominated the world. They pirated everywhere, and it's kind of, who's to say who's the more powerful pirate? The Spanish man, the Spaniard, the Italian. That's another one, because I guess you could say that's another one, the Italian, because then you have the Italian Spanish, or whatever, Latin people, Italians. It's like the same thing, I guess, in a way. But Latin pirates, there's that, and then there's it's pirates, remember, but primarily it's Spanish pirates and English pirates. Which one took over more parts of the world? Which one has a more of a stronger say to have a universal language be only that language, Spanish or English? See, that's what I'm getting at too, in a way. But what I'm really getting at is this. Okay, so for number 2, what I'm saying is that this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, number 2. Here it is. And this is, let me say this too also. I don't believe everything like a religious a book would say, some kind of spiritual context of a book. What is it? Torah, any book. Let's call it what it is. Some kind of a version of a Bible. I don't believe everything they claim in whatever version of the Bible that they claim it is. If that's what the nation's founded on, Christianity, okay, it's founded on that. But maybe that's another way why people are not following that religion all the time. But what I'm saying is, I don't believe that every person, every human being is created equal in the eyes of what they say, in the eyes of God. I don't believe everybody's created the same. I don't believe everybody is the same. I don't believe everybody's equal. In fact, I think that verse is an error. That's an error, that verse. I would disagree with these people from, wherever they're from, I don't want to say these people from, okay? It's just, that's like a problem in my history that has been a problem in my life, because all my life, I'm like this, what you're looking at. The girl's looking at those buns there behind the jeans that are really Levi's, spanking me in the hallway and all that. Yeah, they want me bad. But then again, I had a lot going on in my mind, a lot of things people I had to, keep happy or impress. And another way to look at it is, but my parents did drive me to class. Well, I had to make sure I kept being respectful to them. So, in a way, I couldn't just date these girls that were crazy about me. I felt like, well, I have a different life. There's no sisters in my life. Where I'm living, there's one woman, the mother taking care of me. The rest of them are males, they're men, or they're going to be men or whatever. I don't want to cause problems in a way. I guess I was confused, but I should have been screwing these women left and right, up and down, and diagonal, and every which direction that doesn't even exist. Should have been begging them in the cracks of that wall over there by the border or something. I mean, that's how crazy the women were about me, or girls or females, and I should have been doing that all the time with women. But what am I going to do when something goes wrong in my life, and I'm not going to explain my life? You're looking at a guy coming from a Mexican background, and let me give it an example. Lorenzo Lamas, he's what? What's his nationality? Carlos Ray, Chuck Norris, aka, what are they? Those are old school martial artists in America. Coca-Cola was going to be used for Shenmue. It's American. See what I'm getting at, everybody? See what I mean? Now, add that up like a little equation, make it algebraic, make it Greek, whatever you want to do, I don't care. But here's what I'm trying to show everybody this. This is the show.
Look
what
at
I'm
the
showing
time.
you.
I really should go home early today.
What I'm showing you, everybody, is the way I think, is the way I really visually see this. Is like, I can't make everybody happy when I know I'm helping a greater cause for video games, for Shenmue. Every day I'm going home from class. I'm not hanging out with girls that want to date me. No, I'm contributing to this karate teacher, Raymond Patrick Savoy's cause. Yes. And he's a cop in Arizona, and I think he's a pastor and everything. Hell, he's related to one of the neighbors next door that I don't even know in person or personally. I don't really know them. And all this time, nobody told me, their kids didn't tell me, oh, we're related to a karate teacher. The girl I dated for 3 years in collaboration with them didn't tell me, oh, we know your karate teachers, or the one that moved to Arizona. Well, they're just wanting to make a fool of me anyway. This is the problem I have, okay? I can still do these things, but then I'm losing a little respect here by saying this on the internet, because they don't want people to know these things. I can just chalk it up and let it go, right? That's possible, but I'm supposed to be insanely expensive for being a lone Ryozuki. I'm the real one in history. But this is what I'm also saying. Okay, and finally, this is what I'm saying. Finally, number 2 lesson. I'm getting at 3. Finally, here it is. Number 2, this is what I was saying. That, okay, it's in related that like, because like people from not from okay, this is what I'm saying. People that think everybody is created the same in the world. People that think, you think like that. You think a book called whatever it is, called the Bible. Okay, you think that means that everybody is the same. You think that means that everybody is equal. Everybody should have equal human rights. You think that in the planet? Do you really believe that? Let me ask you, do you believe that? Do you believe everybody's the same? Do you believe because some book, maybe it's a storybook I read to my kid or whatever, but what is it, you know? This is the reason I disagree with this. I'm born into the planet. I came into the world, whatever my memories of birth or whatever. I don't remember all that childhood and stuff. I don't. I might say I do in some context or not, but I don't. This is what I'm saying. Because not everybody is because not everybody looks a certain way. Do you see people that are fat? Do you see people that are short? Do you see people that are taller? Do you see people with less hair? Do you see people that look better in their face? I see that. Do you see people of different disabilities, different statuses, like that are coming from a disability or whatever, or coming from do you see that people are different? Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. People are all different, so we're like. Let me wait for this.
I just know Ine-san is worried. I should go home.
Okay, this is what I'm saying here, is that because people are all different in America, let's focus on America. In the world, there are too, but let's concentrate on where I'm coming from also. Because people in this nation, especially, too, people in this nation are looking different, where some of us are more attractive. If you're a woman, maybe you're more attractive than another woman. And maybe you're the same age, a lot of the same things, born the same year or whatever, you see, it's like, this is what I'm saying. We're all different people. I might be sexier, I might be stronger looking, I might be have better looking hair or better looking skin tone or body structure, whatever it is. This is what it means. This is what number 2 is, what I'm trying to say. The government needs to acknowledge that, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, okay, I'm not going to say everything, but this is what needs to be somehow reviewed and proven and true, or something that, this needs to be a law, I think. And let me just say this. I'm not trying to say it's really anything to do with religion, but it kind of hints on that in a way. But this is what I'm saying, because everybody is different in America. Let me say, in society, in life, everybody's different, and people of where did the problem start for me? It probably started from my race, but this is a problem that, even though I was the race I am, I still was denied the honors, the monies, the currencies, whatever, keep it singular, the money, the power, the glorious things what I'm supposed to be destined to become, to go to Japan, to have these things, the things I was supposed to have in life, the respect, the status of this person, Ryuzuki, this is a real person. It's I don't care what the disclaimer says in a way. This is coming from my history. And I believe that they were going to make him American because, also example. Coke is drinking. Coca-Cola is something that the family I'm from drinks all the time. Maybe one or two closer relatives drink it. And that's all there is when I want something to drink. I wish there was something else, but okay, this is what needs to be said here. They need to, okay, America, it needs to create laws for minorities. Like, you can't just have groups like, how to say it. I'm trying to narrow it down. Like, because where does this all start? That people don't respect someone for what they're good at, for their nationality, or for some status, or whatever the hell it is. It starts from what? To me, I'm thinking because of the way the culture of the world is, the way America is seen on the planet too, in Europe also, or whatever, Canada. So, certain people without status, like people that think they got, it's just what I'm saying here. If you're already a nationality or something, it's got to not be race. Okay, so, is it race? Is it what is it? It's people of this is what I'm saying. I've got to narrow it down. I got to say something. But secondly, okay, America needs to have like preemptive laws. How to say it? Like, there needs to be a preemptive way for these things to not happen to a human being ever again. Okay, and I'm someone that went through these things, unfortunately, also, but I think it can be resolved. Very potentially impossible to resolve this even still, because I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm here, and I'm grateful that I have my, everything I got. What I do have, I've always been grateful for. That doesn't mean I want to give everything I got to someone that doesn't deserve it at all. Shit. Damn, that's so insulting to me. See, because my background in that, I didn't even accept the tiger on my jacket. And this is the crap I go through because I'm disgusted with what I went through, really a lot, but it's not up to me to worship people that just, not all that anyway, man. But like, wow, like they think I have to worship them and think they're special because they got some kind of paper that says they're smart or something. What do you call that? A college degree? Okay, I should get one of those too then, I guess. And what I have is a martial arts college degree. In a way, what is a dojo? It's a school. It's a martial arts school. It's like a home. It could be like a home, maybe, but it's more like a school. Martial arts dojos. In Asia is where they started. And they have certain dojos that are special in Asia and other parts of the planet. And they even have some of these in America that are they're maybe like affiliated with different parts of Asia or somewhere else. So I'm saying it's not hard to figure this out, but it's like if I just bluntly say it right away, it's going to be too offensive to people, in the world today. Like what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying is, so what is the preemptive law that would be? See, I guess this is okay. I think I'm wrong here. You know why I think I'm wrong here? Because there cannot be a preemptive law. This is the whole problem. I just need justice, and there's nothing to do to prevent something like this when your teachers when an attorney's law firms, plural probably, associations, government, or whatever the hell, all the powerful shit at work in 1995, damn it, this is the problem I have. When all these entities, sources, come together and collaborate and unite to take me down like I'm a criminal, and you're starting from the police forces that even move out to the west. And then they must have made their way down to Florida too. I heard from another source. Yeah, they're all over the country, these sources that try to make a fool of the guy used to be real Hazuki. Now, this is a real wake-up call. Do I gotta give the whole country a fucking Melvin here? You know what I'm saying? I'm from Melvindale, Michigan, and that whole little town, the small community. What do they call it? They call it a small city in history. In history, they call it a small city with a big heart. What Melvindale is today is something different too. Melvindale actually is something different also, Michigan. This is why too. Because the collaborative people that are American, yeah, are you American? I guess they are. I don't want to talk about their races, what they're composed of genetically, what I know about them or do, whatever. I don't want to talk too much about them. They're offended anyway, yes. But the people that are, okay, from my history, American, on that, I guess. What are they? Because it's the things they put me through are really crazy and evil, I think. The things I went through is something that not even animals should go through. And my family, some of the things my family went through is something that not even animals should go through. It's so inhumane, the things my family has gone through, the things I went through, and I'm this real Hazuki guy in history. The things I went through. There's no anti-bullying laws. You know, we can just say, you know, like that's like a joke, I guess. Probably anti-bullying laws. That's just stupid. Okay. Even cyberbullying is just stupid. Whatever. It's all stupid because people don't stop bullying you anyway. People, but at the severities of the, you know, that I went through in history as a child and all that. You know, like it's mostly discrimination. I didn't get much physical beating from other people because, you know, when I was younger, because I was always like a bigger kid growing up. I was the bigger kid. I looked intimidating. But people that were kids in Michigan were mean to me sometimes because of my last name. Screen NSA. Okay. Is that the NSA? I guess it went off the screen. The bloop in the corner. Crazy shit. Okay, back on subject. That's Hazuki 1. The crazy things I went through as a child is because of my, you know, it's like my genetics, my race, my skin tone color, the melanin from the sun in my skin. What the hell is it? You know, like, or the last name, Salad Bar, Salazar, Old Hall. You know, all these things. Like, what does it mean? Salazar. That's Spanish. It's what that name is. Salazar is a very noble name in Spain. I believe it's coming from. I got my research somewhat, but it's. I knew about it before. What was it? Northern Burgos, Spain. I guess that's where it's from, somewhere there. But the surname of Salazar it's a very old name in Spain. It's a very respected name, very respected in Spain, Salazar. And it's a very special name in Spain. You know, it's historical. It's like royalty, that name. It's European. So it's like American in a way. It's European. You know, Spanish people are you can call us Caucasian or white too if you want, but Spanish is like a culture. Spanish is a tradition. Spanish is you know, we're family oriented if you're Spanish. If you're Spanish, but like, okay, people that I went to school from years ago that are from India or some other, you know, South Asian part of the planet, wherever they're from, maybe they're from China, maybe they're from, you know, maybe they're from, you know, somewhere in the Middle East, somewhere in Europe, wherever they're from. See, Spanish is what they call me. Ryan, he's Spanish. They think of me like they say Ryan, he's Spanish. Like people from where I'm from and going to school in high school, they don't even understand or know me like that or something. But like, it's different with that, I guess. But you know, people from other parts of the world, they say that Ryan is Spanish. He's Latino, and they know me that way because of my last name, because of the way I look and the way I'm presented. So that's the part of my makeup and genes and whatever. It's different. It's just not always understood. But anyway, this is what I was trying to say. There is no number two. There is no number two selection. But what I really should say, I should say there is no number three selection. That I would say to change things. But I'll say there's no number three. That's what I will say. So there is a number two. I'll just move on from that in a moment. Yes, so to, you know, conclude that part of number two, there's like, you know, nothing I can do or anybody can really do to change, you know, like this part of the like Shenmue history. What I talk about is things that might make people really angry at times, but this is how spiritual I've been in my history, you know, as a human being, someone that studies martial arts, knows these things anyway. Okay, so because of what I went through, there's just, what I'm saying is that so what did I claim? Okay, who am I? Ryuzuki Jin, all these things, the talent I displayed, the body, the way I looked in class, the way I carry myself, the way that I can't help being cool when I'm trying a little bit hard even to not be cool. Maybe that was misunderstood in a way. People thought I was just a humble, nice guy. They can take advantage of me. Guess I misunderstood the way to live, maybe, or something. You know, like I'm taught what I'm brought into like these churches or something, and they all think they're better than you. They're more spiritual than you. People, whatever it's like that. This is the problem with this too. See, what I'm claiming, what I'm doing, what am I? What am I in some cultures? Am I more than a sage? Am I more than a deity in some religions, cultures? I'm Ryuzuki. See, so what I'm saying is going to make people mad in this country where I'm living in, the United States. I can't help that. You know, what am I going to do about that? See, that I can't help that because I did something that was phenomenal. People cannot fathom. People just keep talking about this Shenmue, and people love what I did. People respect what I did. I think a lot of the reason people like what I did and respect what I did is because it's such a cool unique contribution and a special change to the planet that was supposed to be in my favor, the money and everything, respect in my name and all that. It was supposed to make me look good. The teacher didn't want to accept this, I think. And then this is why I think Mr. Yu Suzuki had some. I believe I know something more maybe about him. I don't know. I need to shut up about that, really. But it's too much I might know or don't want to admit. I don't want to. But that's another part of me, okay? It's like, let's leave it at that. I don't want to talk about too much history, but this is the problem with this, too. It might come up, it might not. I'm supposed to me, like, because I did these things, well, I'm supposed to take the credit. But that's another thing I don't want to really just talk about, I guess. And this is what I'm saying. None of these things were ever presented to me correctly. These things were presented to me barely when people are peeing in the urinals, taking a dump in the toilet, and they took the doors off nowadays. I took a picture of that years ago. They don't even have respect for what I did. Those guys I trained with, I guess, in a way. Well, I'm just coming in. Those guys are training for years to get as good as they are at karate. And then they don't have even the talent I have in some major ways, I guess. Well, that's offensive to them, too. So, you can see it like that. Be right back. Okay, this is Retro Zucchini 1, back online here, and continuation now. Yes, okay, so what I was saying, what I was saying before makes me laugh a little because, yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself, I'm a little bit full of myself. I mean, I'm not going to be sorry for that because naturally I'm supposed to be cool like that. So, yeah, it's like what I'm saying. I went to a karate school that was conducted by a recreational staff of employees. It was run by that, and some of these employees were certified karate instructors that had contracts with the Lincoln Park Recreation Center. It's on Ferris Road, Lincoln Park, Michigan. It's called It's known as Region 5. There's all kind of region numbers. There's another one I'm interested in, another state. It's got a different regional number. Like there's a band show. They have a band there. Oh, yeah. So kind of has me wondering in a way too of how this Linkin Park band was formed. Like the girl boy, the 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 rock band. I call it that. The rock band. The was it alternative or something? The '90s, early decade of 2000. Though that generational time period, those days, like the Linkin Park, it's spelled different. You notice how Linkin Park, the band, is spelled differently than the Dojang Korean that I trained at when I became all these different titles. Okay, I am believing that I'm truly like somebody, so above and beyond, the universe, and the talent I had was, insane as hell, but I'm something that is just, well, I am what I am, but it's just like I don't like to really say these things or be that arrogant, but I know the potential that I'm thinking I'm believing I really have still even today, and I'm 44. I'm not too old where I can't do this all again. It might be a lot, more effort and harder to do. Like in some ways it's harder to do or could be more effort. But the only reason I'm saying that is because, it's going to take money to have the protein. It's going to take money to have the lifestyle and everything. And then I've got, I'm at an older age now. I'm not just going to go into to a karate school today. It could even be affiliated with the same federation. I'm not just going to go in there, drink a bunch of store-bought milk. Not just going to do that. And then also, so I drink the way I did it before. I drank a bunch of store-bought milk. I took vitamins branded by the company Centrum. And then what would I do? I would just be with my family, go to McDonald's. Back then, I had $2. Usually if I didn't spend it at lunch, I'd go to McDonald's and buy a Happy Meal. A 14-year-old kid buying a Happy Meal, or maybe I get a few more dollars, and they would supersize it into a combo. I'm watching rated R movies. I'm 14. Watching Van Damme movies. I'm 14. I'm watching things I can do because I'm 14. I didn't watch Steven Seagal movies in 14 because Steven Seagal didn't do karate the way Jean-Claude Van Damme did karate. He didn't look cool like Van Damme did, so I was not a fan of Steven Seagal when I was age 14. And then there's, that memory, and for me to just do these things naturally gifted, naturally having the body look like Jean-Claude Van Damme too at 14, and that natural way about me. But then I decided to spike my hair up into a flat top. Notice I said I decided to spike it up into a flat top. That's a special hairstyle I would go and get from a local barber, a local hair shop, let's call it that. It's only a $5 charge at the time for a haircut in the middle of the 1990s. It's just too many things about me were too cool and old school and just special anyway that I just didn't even try in karate sometimes, and I was too good and too cool and made too many problems just being there, just whatever. I can't help that. I was supposed to be so much more, I think, of myself in a lot of ways, because the decision made that these what the teachers it'd be his sab on them. He's a kyos on them. It's a lower ranking dan now. The head instructor was a kyos on them, which is second degree or above, aka certified instructor in our Karate Federation. The Sabam instructor that is it a 7th degree or 4th or 5th degree or above Dan? I don't know, but like the Sabam is like a very high ranking official in Subakdo in our federation. It's high ranking. I'm not supposed to really say these things, I guess, about the Federation, but this is another problem I have. The guy ranked Sabam Nem, being the same rank as another master in South Korea, that's like, whatever. I'm just saying, like, these high ranking people in the art of Tang Sudo. This is a special art used in the Vietnam War and long in history, Korean Wars and that. It's a special martial art. I mastered it in so many ways, being only 14 years of age. I mastered it in ways that were the basic fundamentals. The power was like the power of a powerful kickboxer at that young age. And I had a lot of power. I was still holding back. I remember injuring another student's hand that was a higher belt rank than me. But that's why I say the belts don't mean anything anyway. There's a student there that I got him real upset and angry at me. And then the female student I'm training with the same rank as him, well, all the girls liked me anyway. I remember she calmed me down and tried to calm me down, and I just calmed down because I'm respectful anyway. But he got so mad. I remember this kid, I don't know what his name was, but I just remember him. I remember I think I broke his hand. I didn't mean to. Or did I? I think that's what happened. It's like his hand was injured. He didn't come back to class for maybe the rest of that year. But that's the problem. When I'm training martial arts, even using these square targets, I'm too powerful anyway. The teachers didn't understand the potential for power I had that year and what I would have later in my life. Maybe they never will now, because nowadays, this is forwarded 31 years into the future, subtracting the compensations to be for me, the royalties, the honor credited, and all these things from a piece of paper that's undocumented in our Karate Federation. You can even call the Federation headquarters in Springfield, New Jersey, everyone, and they're going to say, we know who that student is, but we don't know what to do about him or something. I don't know what they really know. It may be something they don't say, too. They may say things that they really know that they don't want to admit. Legally, they're bound to contractual agreements, possibly. And I guess I know there could be law firms involved with this, too. There's money involved with this Shenmue, so believe me, there may be a lot of secrets. I don't know what happened to my martial arts VHS video proof. It was never presented to me again, or whatever. It was presented to me in high school briefly, along with these pictures in a locker room. Then it all of a sudden vanished, disappeared. And that's something that I vaguely have memories of, because these scooping people next door to me, living to me in Riverview, Michigan, they were living here, but they have multiple residences and businesses, whatever they got going. They got a lot going for themselves. But at the time, in 2002 or 1, whatever it was, maybe 2000, they were going to give me these things in the locker. And they're not going to just say this. Well, I guess I don't know what to do about a lie detector. They're too good for that anyway, I guess. It's stupid to me. I use stupid lie detectors. I'm honest anyway. But this is that's the funny thing is that there were like, I remember there were multiple VHS tapes. So there's like a stack of them in the locker, and then there was these pictures, and they were supposed to be going back to me. Now, if I had my own car, and I really realized what that was that I barely seen, I had to go right to class, I would have taken those things, put it in my duffel bag, and get my jacket, and just go home that day. That's what I really wish I could have done at the time. But then again, I don't have a better life at the time. I wouldn't have had anxiety problems going to school even then. Like, I wouldn't even have anxiety. I would have forgotten what anxiety, mental illness was so many years ago, if that one teacher named Raymond Savoy would have just made the right choice when he looked at me right in the face, in the eyes, in the bathroom, the changing room, his office, all this crap he says about himself, thinks he's better. You're not, man. You need to go down with your scooping family. Go down. Stay down. And don't get up, because you're never going to be better. When I claim this again, you're going to have to all go, because I don't even know how to be their friends. And it's not a joke. There's some collaborations with these people that I don't even know who to trust sometimes. I really don't. Who am I going to trust? See, they probably have even a Trump administration or Elon Musk or something under their sleeve, these scoopins next door to me, in a way I'm thinking. They had a Tesla parked there one time. Potentially they have some political involvement with special people, I'm thinking there. And this is what I'm saying here, is that they have always had no right to claim this, because I'm definitely these things that they're claiming. Even on, Google has to get sued probably. Wikipedia might have to get sued. I don't want to say this. I don't really want to sue Sega. I don't really want to have to go after all these high up people. I don't even want to say names of prominent figures in the video game industry and I have to sue and tell them they're liars. You guys are just lying. It doesn't matter if you're Japanese or from Europe or from Australia. You guys are full of shit and they're liars, all you. I don't want to just say that, but all the while, I know I'm better than all that. I'm Ryu Hazuki, the real one. I had to delete this guy named Greg Costa on my... I blocked him, actually. The reason I blocked him... Let me say this. Let me explain. And I explained this to James Rayner. I sent him an email. I'm not going to quote any of that. Okay? Send him a message. But I'm not going to say anything to Greg Costa about this. It's like the guy's, okay, what you said is just stupid about a picture of me. But then again, if I was to say something to Greg, like, I'll say this. Greg, you don't know me at all. And for you to even think you know me or know anything about what Shenmue really is, you're just a figment, you're the brainwashed entity of the industry that I created, really. But I'm not trying to just offend you. It's just, you don't know anything about what you're talking about. You don't know nothing. You're totally ignorant to me in that regard. But I don't hate you. I don't want to offend you. I don't want you to take it like you're a offended. I don't want to make you angry or nothing, but it's just that I know whatever I know from my true history that is offensive to anybody taking a stand against what I claim, because I'm definitely this. And it's definitely like this, Greg Costa. All these things, you're a fan of Shenmue, you're a fan of me. You worship my moves. You worship my talent from that year. And I don't know where the proof is of that VHS tape is. I mean, I don't take it personal, but you might, what I'm telling you, because you're someone that I think I received the friend request from Greg Close himself, and he's telling me about some history he had with Mr. James Rayner that I don't want to divulge and get into. First, he's telling me something. I want to say this. He's claiming something more about. See, this is why I thought he was like a friend to me. In a way, I'm saying it. Maybe he's my friend later in life. I don't know, but he's telling me, Greg Costa, that he's saying that Shenmue or somebody in the industry regarding Shenmue, the project or whatever, was a source, some kind of source of it's about music. Okay, so he did this. He created. He said it was Shenmue. It's this orange cover album. He's telling me this. And he's telling me that. What was it? I look at my iPhone because I have it. I actually have it. He remembers me telling him this, and I'm not trying to offend him. I was his friend anyway. Always remember Greg Costa. But I will say this anyway. Okay, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Get on one on Facebook. What is it? This is in my library now because you cannot even buy this album on Apple. They took it off. Legally, they not legally, but under what is it? Whatever copyrights or whatever laws, they don't sell this nowadays in the Apple Store. Okay, this is what it is. It says Shenmue, a love letter. I've got the picture here. The artist is Patron. The soundtrack is coming from 2016. He's telling me that he contributed, or he's telling me that he did the whole album and created the album. Maybe he did. Maybe he did because, maybe he created the whole album. I don't know which one it was. I guess I forgot. But he does have this reputation of red rum. It's for Shenmue, okay? So yeah, in a way, Greg Costa, I think of him as like a friend, maybe in a way, but he just doesn't understand or know me the way, he shouldn't really know me. I can't be where is he, in Iowa or Idaho? I forget, was it Minnesota? Missouri? I forget what state he's from. I can't just, be someone I might see him from time to time, living the life of a bachelor or something, going to the bar, Applebee's, whatever it is. I can't just be there. He works in a restaurant industry. Okay. I can't just be in the guy's life, even briefly for a moment. But, and then, this is another thing about me. I don't even know Greg, and he don't really even know me, but I do have that history of what I'm claiming. I have that. I got that. What I'm claiming, what he's a fan of, Shenmue, I've got that. I got Shenmue. I always will. That's something when people say they deny the degree that was given to me, in correlation to all these expensive things that are authentic, and that's the only word, authentic. My claims are only authentic. Now I've got that because I'm that. That's what I am, and that's something more than what most people on the planet are. I contributed to a multi-billion-dollar industry on the planet. that my claims are international. I am an international human being. You're not going to see people like me every single day. That's why I think I'm special and I should be known for who I am. So there's only one guy like me, and you're looking at him right here, the picture. That's Hazuki. You're looking, you're listening to him. My voice may sound different if I had been given, the respect, maybe even a small fractional amount of the respect that I should have been given for being what I am, who I am. I don't even get a fractional percentage of respect for who I am. Make it clear to everybody that this is all true and very authentic and very real. And what am I going to say? Lie to myself? Just tell the world a lie. See, I had a chance to be this person, to stay being this person. I could go on and on about this, but this is the thing. I want to keep making myself look crazy or sound crazy. People think I'm nuts. Well, that's another thing about me. I'm not even on, let me say this. This is a little degrading to me now, okay? I don't take medication. I don't take medicine for like a mental illness or whatnot. It's been about a year now. I haven't taken any psychiatric medication. And I'm age 44. I started to take anxiety medicine when I did these martial arts at 14. The doctors, the psychiatrists, and actually in history, this might be interesting to one of my karate teachers currently, and technically, actually, whatever the word is. I don't even know if it matters. I'm Italian, you're Italian. I'm white, you're white. I'm black, you're black. I'm Mexican. Japanese, we're all Japanese. Whatever, okay? The first psychiatrist I had at age 14, this person's origin was Peruvian. One of the karate teachers that I'm training with or have trained with or that I may plan to train with again is also of that descent, Peruvian. So what I'm just saying here, this person I knew may be not even alive anymore. One of the doctors that was overseeing my case or whatever, psychiatrist, he passed away years ago. This doctor was after this Peruvian doctor. I know her name. I know about her a little, but that's just stuff. That's something I remember is that descending whatever. She's from Peru, but she's in America. So that's I think about these things, cultures, backgrounds. It does mean something. Everything means something. So this first psychiatrist I had, and I was living in Melvindale, Michigan, for 4 years after I had this condition, before moving to Riverview, Michigan. For a while, I had this doctor. I think I only had her for a couple years or so. Yeah, 3 years, maybe 3 years. She's a Peruvian doctor, nice woman, nice lady. She was older, she was a doctor. She's a psychiatrist. You don't just become a psychiatrist in a week, in a year. It's like a journey to become a doctor. So what I'm saying here is that so in my history, in 1995, I started taking mental illness medication. The whole year of 1995, I was, let me rephrase that. Halfway into the year of 1995, I came down with a severe anxiety attack or something. Okay, so that happened to me. Imagine a kid going through puberty hard, like a kid looking like a man, not a kid, a young adult. I was looking like a man at 14, so I'm a young adult. To me, I'm an adult at 14, a young one, a minor still, somewhat. Yes, I had mental illness in some other ways, but I also didn't really admit that or whatever. I mean, I may not have admitted that. Well, how to explain that? That's something I don't always say. Whatever other mental illnesses I may have had in 1995, I don't just say that. But what I was taking medication for, according to my medical history, that also, the medical history claims I told this karate teacher are also involving the demons of Jin Kazama, maybe even some genetic therapy that I'm unaware of when I'm born. I don't know how deep this really goes in Henry Ford Health System. That's a real claim too. And then there's more. Halfway into the year, June, July of 1995, I had like an anxiety attack or something. I had these strong crushes on 2 or 3 girls from junior high school. There were a lot of bullies. There were a lot of kids that were just jealous. They're like bullies, like they were mad if I liked these girls, I guess I had to kill them at that age if I wanted to be with these girls. I don't know why I didn't kill them, because maybe I should have murdered them those years in the 90s, because that's the only way. I think that may be the only way. Some girls that liked me, but this is the thing. I was a different kind of kid. In Melvindale, they depicted me to be different in some ways, and those girls didn't really like me anyway from Melvindale, but from other school districts, they got to know me. Oh, they were crazy as hell about me from other school districts. I mean, I'm just a 14-year-old martial artist, bad dude, badass looking like JCVD also. In a lot of ways, my body did resemble JCVD at age 14. I felt guilty to take pictures of me, with a shirt off. I won't talk about that right now. And there's more. There's always more. Yes. To say about this even more, I looked really sexy with my clothes on. So I just left them on and looked sexy like that. Yeah, and then another thing about me is, okay, so there's girls from other school districts, like a private school, or whatever, and they're crazy about me. And that's like concerning claims about something more that created Inuyasha. And this is a long time ago. But I can remember in my mind clearly, also, different things that happened to me. Girls kissing me, hallways, different times, girls stopping me at their lockers and walking past them, getting my information, whatever. Too many girls just into me. I didn't know what to do about that because I had to make time to train karate class lessons. I didn't just do karate there. I did martial arts naturally that came out of me that were from other styles of martial arts, more than Muay Thai. That's like a very advanced martial arts, hardcore art, even today. And then there's more, there's like different Korean arts and Japanese and Chinese. There's some Chinese martial arts. I think there's Chinese martial arts in our style anyway, because this is actually the same style that created Shenmue. If you do your research on what our federation is, we are derived from a northern Chinese style. Yeah, and so if you look up that, the northern Chinese style is also what's creating this Shenmue too, in a way. They're claiming that something more about Landy. It's just like I don't know. They probably got the idea from something about our style, Federation. What was it called? I'm tired, a little tired. The name of the style. It's like a northern style. It's inspired of our karate style, and then our style is also ancestral. Art is Shotokan karate. You know, the one with the tiger on it from Japan. You know, we're like a rivalry art in Korea. I know both Taekwondo anyway and Tangsudo. This is a rivalry martial art to Taekwondo martial artists in South Korea. Who's better? Who's worse? What's more effective in arts? What's more defensive? What's more offensive? What's more evasive? What's more offensive? I already said that. How do you parry better? We parry better than you. You know, too much to say. That stance is better than our stance. I like your stance better. You make that yourself. That's what martial arts really is too. A move is a move. Move is a move. Do a dance move. Let's dance. You know, it's all that. All those things. It's old school martial arts thinking too. You know, it's not, for me personally, it's like not the hardest thing to do, but it's just something I naturally can do. I'm naturally born. You know, to me, I'm selected by what do they call it? The source, God, Buddha, whatever. I'm selected by what is. I'm born. I'm destined. I'm chosen. You know, whatever people will call God. You might call Krishna that, Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama. You might call Muhammad that. You might call Jesus that. You might call some archangel, Azazel. You know, you might call Raphael, Michelangelo, angel, whatever. Maybe you study the Book of Enoch. You know, I don't know. You're going to look into a lot of things. You're going to say, oh, that guy's selected for something more in life. I don't think I want to mess with him. He's supposed to be Ryuzuki too. Yeah, there's a lot about me that I'm about to create a website about me and more about me. I've got people helping me to make me somebody, because I can't just live my life suffering. You know, it's not right that I even ever would suffer in life. After I've proven myself, and then I might still have to prove more about myself, from proving myself, and then to start proving myself even more. But, you know, I mean, I don't know what to say about that, too. Because my life was at a turning point. It was supposed to be at a turning point that year, 31 years ago, to do these things. But what went wrong? It's a good question. Should I call my teacher in Arizona? That's like illegal for some people to understand. For some authorities might say that you shouldn't do that. What is he? Is he in Florida now? Would you go to North Carolina? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know where he's at. He doesn't value my degree, he told me. One of the last things he said to me when I talked to him. Now, that's something I find very debatable, because this is the problem here. What I contribute, not your friend Joey, if that's the one who's claiming this, sir, whatever, okay? And not one of your other dons that you know that are people you think are special from, maybe you're trained with some people in the military, were also in the military, because he also knew this girl that was a fake girlfriend to me for 3 years. I've got the pictures of that too. 3-year duration, that girl, she should have sent me to you. She did not do that. I mean, in a way, I kind of want to stand up for her sometimes, perhaps, but that's not the problem I started, sir. I could tell him that. I didn't start that problem, sir. And should I call you sir? Maybe you should call me sir. See, that's the thing about this, too. I taught this Don, head instructor, moves that inspired him and his other fellow Dons. And I also didn't just teach them that, but this is how they learned that. They saw me do these things in class. They were intrigued. Their talent got better from seeing me do these things, from my presence being there, my aura, my energy, my ki. I'm a special creature. I'm a born martial artist, naturally. And I'm not just that. I'm showing them these moves from other styles. And I don't know where I learned them from when I was 14. Did I learn them from remember doing them performed in a movie? See, I don't know that I learned that somehow, but I just did these things anyway. So what was performed that year in 1995, from half the year 95 to the end, it's only like 5 or 6 months I trained. That made Shenmue and so much money in the video game industry. Different video games were inspired by my performance that year in class. I had no family or parents that knew about this. They were not present in class. There's a lot of legal ways I should earn everything and way, way more from doing this. And nobody gave a crap to say, anything about me. Nobody cared. I don't want to say give a crap, but it's just the people in Michigan think they're special because they have a college degree or they have some kind of certificate from something else, but that did not give them special rights to say my degree is their degree. And then what do I have? Nothing. It's funny because the teacher's like, so what are you going to do? I remember he said it like that. He's like, so what are you going to do? Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm trying to be a martial arts movie actor. And I thought I already told him that, but I didn't know if I told him that after he said that. So what are you going to do? That's what I was going to use to get into the martial arts movie industry, Mr. Savoy, whatever. Should I marry a French girl to make you look better? What are you going to do about it? Should I marry 3 French girls, 4 French girls to make you look better? Start, what is that word? Monogamy. Should I take 4 of your French women? Your Native American women? I might be that too. I mean, he might know more about me, this guy, than I realize. I'm starting to think, actually, I might have some real history in Detroit here with some Native American people that also knew my grandparents from Texas, and they moved here one day to Detroit. These Native American people, the Reds, I don't know what tribe they were, but they're okay, so they're, I don't know, like they may have been from Canada also. They may have been somewhere else. I don't know where they're really from. I'm told something more about a place in New Mexico. I'm not going to say the word, where they played the drums. And they got louder. And something more about I don't know what it means. Like, I keep getting told this by my parents sometimes, or one of them, about a St. Petersburg bridge. And I don't even know what I am supposed to be. My history really is. If it's more in Florida, or if it's more in Canada too. Maybe Maybe I have some history in Asia or Hawaii, and I don't even know these things. See, I don't know these things. Though he might know some special things about me. But you know, I'm telling all these truths about this guy because he doesn't care enough about me anyway. What is it about this guy? I mean, what is it about people that are, you know, like, I think like what it is in a way, you know, like I don't stink or nothing, but I don't think I stink as a person, as human, but, and you know, I thought it was funny that I wore brew cologne too. Kind of interesting, but I don't want to get into that maybe, but you know, what am I going to do about my situation though? I wore this, I remember he probably remembers me with this right guard spray canister spraying my pits. And then there was this time your girlfriend, my fake girlfriend, you know, that's what it was, man, jumped at me, you know, and I caught her in the air, midair. I played baseball. I played sports too. You know, I'm going to catch her like that. I didn't mean to hurt her, but she was squealing, sad and mad at me. I caught Sarah in the midair, and her pits were hurting her. It's not my fault that you jumped at me and assaulted me and spit on me when I caught you. And I caught you so you didn't. Well, I caught her because she was jumping at me. I mean, I didn't have any intentions to throw her down, judo her or nothing, but I caught her in midair. You know, I play sports. Well, you're jumping. Well, you need to come down. You're not supposed to be higher up and better than me in life. Ever, really, Sarah. Even with your fucking Wayne State degree, you're not better than me. I don't give a shit what Wayne State University will ever say about me. You guys are full of shit, man. Really, they're full of shit. But I don't even know if I should join Wayne State. It's another problem I got. I'm looking into rivalry colleges of Wayne State University because those students from that college, that university, have aimed to make me look stupid and bad, I think. That's a problem for me. I mean, I should sue all these people around here, put you all in prison. And maybe way worse, for destroying the reputation I'm supposed to represent. I never had mental illness in such a way that would make me suffer like the way I've suffered. I mean, I could go on and on about this. Okay, but this is what I'm saying here. I remember that time, you know, caught that girl. Okay, this is why I have these. You know, like, there's so many different things. This girl was challenging my authority or something. Like, I earned the authority I had with one little electric strip of tape on my white belt. I earned that authority from that electric spark on my belt because I proved it to the teachers, and especially the head instructor. I proved it to him. I proved it to the Grandmaster that's deceased now in our community. I proved it to everybody. He always knew who I was when I was 10 years old. Sarah, you think you know that? I think you might know more about that. He made me a Kurayuki when I was 10. That Hazuki. Make that a claim, everybody in the state of Michigan. Write it down. And I mean it, write it down. I strongly believe Hazuki made me a Kurayuki in 1991. Yeah, 91 it would be. Because I remember doing the moves that they used in that I did in that class, and I proved I'm the only student that did a double front kick in the air. My brothers, my cousins didn't do that, but I did that. They chose me. I don't know if that's why they chose me to be a Kurayuki. I don't even think that's why they chose me to do that. To be a Kurayuki one day. I don't even think that's why they chose me to be like that. There's something more about maybe something more about me before I was born. Am I a prophecy? What am I? I have reasons to believe I could be supposed to be the Western hero in video games. It's some kind of prophetic thing, is it? I'm Ryu Hayabusa. That's something more, maybe. I don't even know all these things. What is, technically speaking, like genetic therapy? That's something I don't want to look into. Really, I don't want to. But whatever I'm really like, you see, I don't think some things about me can always be reversed, maybe. And let me say this: whatever I'm like, or whatever it is, it's probably all safe. I think it's safe and everything. I mean, if I'm like an experiment of my genetics or something long ago, something I don't just say, but I think it's all safe, and I'm Mexican now too. But I don't know what are my original origins. See, I don't really know. It's something that I kind of wonder about, maybe, but to the best of my knowledge, I'm European, I'm Hispanic, I'm Spanish, I'm Indian. What am I? Native American too, Canadian, Indian. What am I? Do I have Asian in me? I don't know. Just something. I mean, I'm whatever I am, but I don't really know sometimes. So what do I say I am? I just say I'm Hispanic, I'm Mexican, American, whatever. I go with that. I know that. I guess I know that. So I go with that. I know that. What's that saying? Go with what you know. Yeah. Okay. I guess I'm that. All right. But that's too what I'm saying is that some things, okay, some things in life have to be explained or can't be explained. I'll be right back. Okay, yes. Hello, this is RetroZuki81 back online. RetroZuki81 LLC YouTube channel, Facebook, Shenmue 500K, TikTok, Instagram. More to come. My own domain, maybe, yes. Website, claims, Google, search me up. search me on Google, find me also as what I'm supposed to be, more likely represented in some manner of speaking. Potentially, I think I'm better represented on Bing search engine. If you look me up on the Bing search engine, it appears that it would represent me better than the way they are not properly representing me in an educated opinionated statement here. They're not properly representing me on Google, I don't believe. But that's because I've compared what they have said about me on the Google search engine. When you look up Retro Hazuki 81 LLC, they don't represent me. They don't really give me the respect I deserve at all on Google. And it's offensive to me, who I am. What they do represent me more respectfully and in some proper, respectful, correct, appropriate manners of speaking. I've compared that to what is on Bing search engine. What is that? Like the email address, I looked it up the other day for that, is outlook.com. It used to be hotmail.com. It used to be at hotmail.com. Now it's at outlook.com. Okay. I noticed, and I don't know if it's still active like that, but it could be. I'm more represented. Okay, so I'm better represented on the Bing.com, or is it Hotmail? What do they call it? Microsoft represents Bing, but Bing search engine, I think that's what it would be under. I downloaded the Bing search engine on Apple iPhone. That represents me better than Google Chrome would, than DuckDuckGo would, than Apple Safari would. More than that, I'm more represented better on Bing.com search engine. Yes, and that's a real that to me that's a strong statement to say, but that's what I remember. Okay, so saying these things, let me say this. Okay, here I am. I'm gonna say my name again. This is Retro Hazuki 81, LLC. It's my own company, and that stands for Limited Liability Company, LLC. So that's my entity, my business name, and I want to just say a couple statements here that I'm gonna start to conclude this video here. Really, let's be honest with ourselves, and let's be honest in general. Generally speaking, this Shenmue is it's a video game, and I know it's an older video game, but this is the one and only video game that is revolutionary, and I mean turning point, I mean decade, I mean the turn of the century, I mean a lot of things that changed the planet, that changed the way people see the world, the way people see everything. When this video game was published, when this video game was availed for sale and made public in America, United States, also known as North America, Maybe it was the same year it was available in Canada. Europe, I believe, was different year, or was it the same? Okay, the same year of 1999. That we're about to get into the turn of the next century, year 2000, when this video game was available for sale for people to buy and purchase. And the reason I'm saying this, it's a really big deal. Okay, yes, it's a really big deal, but this is the problem here. See, like, okay, I don't want to get into the problem, but what I'm saying is that when this game came out, soon as I remember, okay, when this game came out, Ricky Martin's career really took off too. I remember that Ricky Martin's career took off, and then we have this Latin artist called Enrique Iglesias. He wore, I'm not gonna say what he wore on his first album, but it wasn't his first album. Now, I'm not gonna say nothing about the history of Enrique Iglesias or any of that. Like, I'm not gonna say nothing about his music history or nothing, but I just remember these times, like, when you watch TV, well, it's all about Ricky Martin. That one album he made, the first album, it's like everything became flat in society. People were wearing a stone khaki, but they were like cargo stone khaki pants. Maybe that's a copy of me too. I went to school dressed like JCVD from Kickboxer 1, and I wonder if there's pictures of me out there. There probably is. Save those, please, whoever has those. If they still do, I don't know, but I went to school wearing Doctor's stone khaki pants, private school, just pay less, loafer shoes, whatever. Silk, 90s shirts, navy blue, deep green, black. I wore just basic sweaters, store, Marshall store or whatever, but I looked way too sexy wearing regular clothes. And I would wear regular clothes that are like 50s looking. I guess I would walk around school even, or wherever I go, looking like the Fonz. What is the Fonz? Well, you watch Happy Days, he wears basic white t-shirt. I didn't have hair like the Fonz, but he wore a white t-shirt and jeans, and the leather jacket I had, I guess they called it pigskin. It's also known as suede. They didn't have, like, well, how to say it. It was, if it's not cow skin, it's probably going to be not even sheepskin. It's never going to be like cool to be. It's probably not going to be cool for a guy to wear, for an American guy or whatever. Like, it. I don't want to offend anybody. It's probably never going to be cool for someone to wear, like, your American, your badass martial artist guy, to wear lambskin leather, or to wear even sheepskin leather. It's not going to be accepted and cool in America or in Europe or whatever. It's just not cool. I noticed that, in Japan, they're making these American-inspired Ryo Hazuki leather jackets, but obviously they must be made from cow skin. The one I originally wore was made of suede, and it was brown suede. In fact, I had one like this. It was size 38. Anyone ever heard of Jaboi, Francis Jaboi? He referenced the number 38 quite a bit, and that's a French maker of a clothing line that people would wear. Jaboi Francis kind of reminded me of, like, these Karl Kanai or Cross Colors. I mean, it's just so old school. 90s kind of time, but Fila is one of them. Fubu maybe one of them. Those days, those times. And then what did I wear? Just Levi's red tab jeans, or firstly, probably more than I had the legs that looked just like this guy. It's funny, but red tab Levi's jeans with a taller inseam. I remember that. But I wore the taller inseam. I thought like it would make me kick better to wear inseam like 34 inseam. The karate teacher I trained with, I think he was like 6'2". So I look up to him. I'm only 5'6". I think he's 6'1" or 6'2". These days, I'm still within the range of 5'9". So what am I? Like 180 or 181 centimeters tall. Yeah. So, I think I'm 180 centimeters tall. That's within the range of 5'9" inches, feet, inches. Yes. That's the height of Ryo Hazuki, the true, authentic Ryo Hazuki, not the fake ones. They want to make him taller, shorter, make him a sumo wrestler. Well, he could be me and I'm a sumo wrestler. But I'm actually the height. I'm the body structure. I'm that. I'm supposed to be the real body structure of Ryozuki and Jin, but I didn't get my money. I wasn't availed this information long ago. That's a big problem for me to accept that kind of information. I'm supposed to be sexy like the sexiest actors in America. I really think I'm all that, even if I'm a fat, ugly guy. I'm definitely like that. Or better than that. Because why? Who am I in history? What you're looking at right here. That's me. There's only one guy that's supposed to be this, okay? And this is what I'm thinking what was going on. Because Akira Yuki was, started out with this red and black jacket. Sarah might have that jacket or know what she did with it. Please don't throw it away, Sarah Bach. If you have my red and black jacket that Russ Henke's studio used to make me Akira Yuki, this is what I would say to Sarah Lucy Bach. Is that her name still these days? I don't know. That's what I would say to her. Some of the things that my mother gave to you, I don't know how you got some of the things you got from me, but I believe that what it was because, see, my parents or whatever, they like to give things away, to get rid of things, to clean out the house at times. So they're given to like the Salvation Army at times, Purple Heart. I almost lost that Fila jacket. I'd probably need that for legal purposes too. The one I wore in 1995. I need that. But what I'm saying, there was a jacket. And like you said about that mood ring, well, that's something else I don't want to really get into with you. Because I think I might know something more about that. Maybe I'll tell you outside of court if there's ever one. I don't want to make you look that terrible. But there's more. There's more. This is what I need to say. This is on something else I'm telling you. She could hear me, Sarah Lucy Mock. This is the problem I have with you and your family. I know you're from the Polish community around here. I'm not letting this go. This is my destiny. I can still do these things. I am this person. And I'm not accepting that you would get away with this. Heinous. Is that the right word? Terrible. Heinous. It's a crime. Okay, this is the people, even my teachers, did a heinous offense to me in a way. And nobody notified me or told me what the real intentions of these teachers ever were. And if they left that up to you, Sarah, to tell me these things, why the hell would you never tell me these things? See? There's always a reason for someone else to show off when they got nothing like me. Okay? I think I'm like in the league of Bruce Lee, but I do karate. I'm like in the league of Chuck Norris, but I do karate. I'm in the league of these really old school people, but I'm born in 1981. My talent, my gift was not availed earlier in life because of the envious history from me training that 1 year in Michigan. That's a problem I have. It's way, way offensive and more worse to regular people, to me. But this is the problem I have here, is that I don't know how to stop training. I don't know how to think like that. I don't want to accept to ever think like that. I'm not supposed to be that way, really, but, you know, like, there's a lot to say, a lot I don't really know. There's a lot to say. There's a lot I shouldn't say, I guess, but if I can't get the attention of the right people in the country, or whatever it is, you know, planet, something, I've got to say something more, I guess. You know, like, so what was I saying too? All right, yeah. There was a red and black jacket, and it represented a Kiryu. Okay, that's what I believe. I don't believe, but I remember a guy. I remember one of the teachers I trained with there. I don't know what rank he was, but I remember this. I don't know him. I'm just saying. There's a visual memory I also have, but whoever. See, I this is what I'm talking to everybody, not just one person or some old girlfriend, or whatever. But this is what I'm saying here, is that I remember wearing that same jacket, the one I'm at a Wyandotte Strolls ice cream shop in. I don't even know if it's Strolls anymore, but I'm wearing that jacket, and that's it's a red and black jean jacket. But I think she might have that, and I'm just saying that in general. I don't think I'll get it back because, you know, it's just the way some people are in life, I guess. But, like, you know, I don't want to say, you know, it's just, I've always had this kind of a rivalry problem, I think, with her family members, Sarah, and her brother too. But I don't know who they are. I'm talking to everybody, the whole planet here. Who the hell are they? I'm talking to Poland too. Who are they in my history, Poland? Who are they? What are they? Who are they? Where are they in the Catholic Church? That last name, B.A.K. Bach. And then there's my last name. Is that my real last name? Salazar? See, I don't even know. It's like everybody in my life, everyone, that is, some people in my life, they already have stronger upper hands to know the right information. They're resourceful and they know things that I don't know. Is it because of their Catholic denominational faith? You see, I don't know these things, but it's like these Catholic people get all the information I need to know. That may be a reason to, you know what? What would I do about that? Join the Catholic faith? See, I don't know what to do about this because the situations, the problems I've had are, you know, where are these people coming from? And where are these people coming from? The Scoopin surname law firm, okay? I'm told by a neighbor that, and I'm told, I even remember the girl I dated, this Bach family. Those are Catholics, okay? The Bach family, to my knowledge, are Polish. And for what I remember from Raymond, he's just telling me he's got Russian in them. Someone else tells me they're Polish. I don't know what they are. They're definitely Slavics. But there you go. My problems are coming from, you know, the Slavic nations too. And they came all the way from Soviet Union areas and Ukraine. They're by Ukraine, but I don't have anything against Ukrainians or people from, parts of Europe that are like Slavic people. They're people, women are beautiful people, but what the hell is it about this girl's family? And then they're scooping people that know all these things, and they don't say nothing to me. They're related to the teacher, guy teacher, and I've got some bona fide real proof of that. I know they're related because they're hanging out with each other at theme parks or whatever. I know these things. I remember them 31 years ago. They just get away with this. The money, the respect I'm supposed to carry. Is that right? So I gotta fight for this respect in my lifetime again. And that's like what the only way to do it? Is that the only way to get back what was taken from me wrongfully, just stolen from me? That's what it is. And I don't like to say stolen. If I say stolen, I'm like, Frank, here's some fruit bread with frosting. I don't have to be sorry when someone else, owes me. They owe me so much, I can't even explain it really. But when this kind of shit happens in my life, and then the girl I'm taken to the, like my parents, I'm with her, and this is what's understood and misunderstood by, good people, and I'll say that, educated, good people. They're misunderstanding me because I'm hanging around this girl. I mean, I think maybe their son, the scooping people, he would have told me about this Sarah, to stay away from her and not know her, because she's just this is like bad news, gonna mess up your reputation forever, Ryan. He may have told me something about that, but what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is he may have wanted and intended to tell me something about that. That's what I'm trying to say. He may have intended to want to tell me that, but I don't. See, this is the problem too. I'm not going to get into why, but I'm thinking something else maybe. But this is the problem here, is that he never warned me about this girl, who she is. She has a powerful place in that cry teacher's mind, too, because there's also this Arizona trip. I don't even know if he was in '96. There was an Arizona trip she went with him. I think this teacher, slow down, I think he was going to take me with him, maybe in 1996 with him too, with that girl there. But that's something way. And there were pictures that Sarah's family had of that Arizona trip, vacation. She wasn't supposed to go there. She's only 12 years old. She wanted to have sex with me. I'm only 14. What am I going to do? When I knew her, when I'm 14 in 1995, before the year 1996, she was 11 in 1995, and she's 12, I guess, after January. She's 12 in 1996. I'm going to be, 15? Well, when spring comes, yeah. But see, all these years, numbers mean something, and they do, but I'm taught that, I mean, the way I'm thinking, it's like what's pressed upon me is more than, some extra virgin olive oil first cold pressed. Yeah, shit. What's more pressed in my life is to not swear, which I can't stand. Being too good. So I swear sometimes anyway. That's why I'm this Ryozuki guy. I'm like this. I might swear anyway. Well, Ryo swears because he has to make a point sometimes. He's too perfect. He's too good. He's too much better than everybody. He's too hated. Look at the way this guy walks. He walks like he's perfect. Is he walking on the ocean waters in Israel or something? I mean, come on now. Really, I'm not even joking. He walks like he's perfect, this guy. Why do I walk like that? Well, they copied me. I don't care if Christians are offended by me. I really don't. All the things I go through, and it's you Christian people in Michigan too that are claiming this money for your families, right? Am I right? I've got more than enough legitimacy and reasoning of intellectual reasons why I'm going to say these things, because I don't have money. What are the police going to do? They're going to arrest me one day? They're going to what? Arrest me, cuff me for what? For doing something wrong that's not wrong. It's like what? If I stay living in the house I'm living in, like the people that the people I'm coexisting with, living with sometimes, may not know what to do sometimes, okay? And this is the thing about the way I'm living. You see how Hazuki is 18 years of age? You know how many years I've had a twin bed in my room? And I'm 18 years of age, still living at home with family or parents or whatever. You think this game isn't copied off of me, everyone? You better think again, because I'm not joking about what I'm trying to say. And this is what I'm saying here. How to say it? I think I had something to do. I think I had something more to do with the creation of expensive video games, and that is starting out with the Shenmue project, and then more beyond that too. But I don't just like to say these things like that either. There's a lot I'm supposed to be, and I'm trying to get to college and go do more with this, Am I going to go into Hollywood at my age? What am I going to do? Make video games only? See, this is like a turning point for me too, everyone, my age. Who I am, what I'm supposed to represent. I can still act. I can still do martial arts, but I have to develop my body. This costs, a lot of money for food and for lifestyle changes. The way I'm living nowadays, to be this way. Like a human being with my kind of claims, everybody cannot take what regular people say. That's from any nation on the planet. Like normal, regular people say, if they don't agree that I'm all these things, But then again, I know that I'm beyond my time when I'm Ryozuki that year, and I can't take that seriously. I think it's like a stupid joke to me. It's annoying, the joke sometimes, and I just don't know what to think of it. It's a joke. People don't think I'm all that. It's like a joke that's not funny. In other words, it's not really a joke, but it's like my mind. Like they're violating what's supposed to be in doctrine laws from what I contributed, from my talent being used in this project here, multiple projects in the martial art video games. They use that. Don't credit me for nothing. They gave someone from who's Joey. Is this the guy that did this? Because what's the represent? Poland. Okay. Again, there comes up the same nation name that Raymond told me. Those are Polish kids. Like the day, like I said before, that girl jumped at me and all that. Yeah, her pits were hurting. I know how that all went down, but like it went down like that. mean, guess I'll have Jolly Ranchers readily available. I have a whole lot of Jolly Rancher bags readily available. You know, is that why she acted like that, teacher? Tell me, huh? See, this condition of mental illness, there's a lot of cultures and a lot of people that say it's not real because it's really not real. You know, like if your mind and your body is chemically balanced the way it's supposed to be, that includes a healthy sex life. I can be an older man, and if I'm producing healthy sperm in me, I'm still a very sexy, eligible bachelor. It doesn't matter because, like, those seeds are what makes babies healthy and makes a man like me that does work on the planet, that can do work, that can do things, but he has to be respected as the man he is at 14, at 13. How old was Ryuzuki when he was a man? You know, like, he has to be respected at 12, at 11. When did he first shoot sperm out of his penis? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got to be respected the way he's supposed to be respected, like that. You see? So, this depiction of what this person is not what someone would take and recreate. You can't recreate Ryuzuki. You cannot. Nationality, it doesn't mean nothing. Okay, with my history versus someone else's nationality, that's stupid to say he's from another country. I don't care if he's from, you know, wherever people are going to say he's from. You know, say he's from your nation. You know, whatever people are saying, but like they want to say. They would want to say Ryuzuki is another nationality, is a different person than me. I think people, like, probably what some of the talk is that, and this is because also a teacher says this too, I think he should be Japanese. And then again, I'm going back on the subject, well, see, they were going to use Coca-Cola to be in the video game Shenmue before they said it was Jack Cola. Is Jack Cola real? Maybe, I don't know, but they were going to use Coca-Cola. But that's American. What's the bike of Ryuzuki? It might be Yamaha, it might be some other brand. I don't even know if it's Harley Davidson. That's theoretical too. I think it was a Virgo nowadays. I'm thinking it was a Yamaha Virgo or something. It looks more like that than a Heritage bike. Some Harley Davidson, whatever. But, like, see, only I, you know, should be this guy. I even think today. Even today, it don't matter if I'm 55 years old. I should be this guy. I'm the sexiest guy. You know, I don't even think, I'm not joking. I'm not even joking. I should be this guy anyway, because, you know, let me ask, how old are these martial art movie actors nowadays if they're really ready to be like this in a movie? You know, Scott Adkins these days, the last I checked, I thought he was 53 years old. Think of it like that. Ladies, girls around my local communities here, yes. How are you? Hi, good evening, good morning, beautiful baby. Yes, nice to see you. You're listening to Ryuzuki. If you don't respect me like that, I don't know what to tell you, because you're hearing the words of not an arrogant common folk guy around here. You're hearing the words of someone that, you know, I'm not a regular person. And all the women around me in Michigan, they know I'm not a regular person. But I'm just stuck here anyway. what am I going to say to people like that? You're male or female, whatever you're transgender, I don't care what people are, but you are what you are. You are what you are. And like I said before, I don't agree with a biblical context verse or whatever, or any religious quote in books that would say human beings are all the same. I don't agree with that. I don't think people are all the same. I don't think we're all equal. I think some people are better to others. They're better to others. Some people are better to other people in other ways because they can do things better than someone else, because they have something about them that is that seems better to someone else, seems sexier, seems cooler, seems like it's, makes more sense. Like, I don't agree with everything in a religious book. And there's how many religious books from how many religions and cults and backgrounds and groups and special ways of thinking. I don't agree with that. Because why? What did I say? Just watch the video again. And I don't want to offend anybody, but this is what I'm saying. If I would say something to the ladies around here, oh, hi. How would I say it? Like, hi, nice to meet you. I don't even want to say what my name is to some people around here. I don't even want to be seen around here. But that's the problem. I'm not supposed to be living here since 31 years ago. That's the problem I have. My new name, that the teacher told me in the changing room, he called me out of class before class was over. How many times? 1, 2 times I know of. Maybe it was just one time, but he called me out of class and he told me in the changing room that his, aka his office, says, Ryan, your new name is going to be Hazuki. Don't even call yourself Ryan. Okay. I remember these things well, but see, I created the reputation of myself and did all these things. Okay. But what I would say to ladies here around here, I had to say something. I mean, I would be polite and respectful and just, there's like a lot of reasons why. Personally, like I know that I'm living in Michigan still, and I'm in this community called Riverview, Michigan. Where am I from? Detroit. Born there. That's what my birth papers do say, that I'm born in Detroit, Michigan. But I'm living in this community, the suburban areas of Wayne County called Riverview, Michigan nowadays. And then I didn't go to Wayne State University, but that's where I would have gone if I had known it was right on Warren Avenue. I'm always out that way anyway. Like I never had anybody drive me there. Like, this is the thing about this girl that got involved with me and had a lot to do with taking these things. She had some upper hand of knowing a lot about me, but didn't say nothing about me to the teachers or nothing. But, like, I think I'm going to, cut this video in a minute. But see, there's too much that was just ignored, and, people just deny and ignore, but it's just so offensive to what I represent. I have an LLC representing these things. It's supposed to be respected throughout time and history. This is a legacy, even if it's not lived the way it should have been lived. It's still a legacy. It's my legacy. It's a part of my legacy because I'm not only credited in that one spark of a degree for only Shenmue. There are more prominent claims that are supposed to be within my good name. See? within my reputation, my legacy, not another source's legacy or something. That where's the proof of what they did? See, where is it? That's why I created this on my own. Even if I don't have the same talent that I had proven on the VHS proof that year, I don't have that to display on my YouTube channel. That's a serious crime if I can't. To me, that's like a serious crime to me, a serious felony to me, and people are getting away with this kind of thing. I mean, should I go? What should I do? Should I call the White House? I'm not going to do that. I mean, no, I'm not going to call the White House and tell them these things. But it's like if people don't. Oh, see, this is something that was supposed to give me a start in my life, a new start in my life. A turning point was something that was supposed to change in my life, not somebody's son's life, not somebody's daughter's life. This is supposed to give me a change in my life. I went through serious mental illness and depressions too. I had a really bad history of mental illness at the time in the mid-90s before I earned this degree. For those who don't know me, I went through a very serious, medical history that people don't want to accept this, but they need to march right to the prisons or the cemeteries where ashes be burned up, and I don't know what to do about their lives. You guys are destroying the universe. You're not stars in the universe. You're some kind of, what are they in the universe? Maybe they're stars, but they're not the cool star. I don't know. Am I supposed to say I'm sorry about that? Am I like something more than I'm? Well, see, this is the thing about me. I don't think I'm an ordinary person, but I don't want to just say that. But this is what was misunderstood, misinterpreted by the teachers so long ago, because I think they already knew what my intentions were. And I got to keep repeating this on this channel. Just watch the video again. It's not up to me to make your family look special. I don't want to tell the teacher. That's not my obligation to make your family look good because they don't look good. I'm training in karate class. They don't look good. It's not my problem, Raymond. You hear me? I'll tell you right to your face. If your family doesn't look good when I train martial arts, that's not my problem. I would like to tell you just like that because you don't care to call me. You don't care to make this right for me, and I'm your student that earned these things. Now what are you going to do? You think you're going to get away with this legally? You think you're right to get away with this legally? You think you should just get a clean excuse? You think the legal system should not do nothing about you doing this to me? Because I already had mental illness and a disability too. And there's so many illegal things I could throw at you that you don't care. Because why? You think you're just better than me anyway? I mean, I thought you took a liking to me, and I think you did. I really think you did, Raymond. But what you didn't do, you didn't give me my degree, what I earned on it, the royalties that your best friend, Michael Zigafus, was telling me about these things. He said, the one that gave you royalties, do you have that degree, Ryan? He said in class, in front of the whole class, Raymond's boy, the one that gave you royalties. Look on my face was like a memory coming back to me. One memory coming back to me. But I did remember something more about royalties, but I just didn't know how to acknowledge that in a way or something more. Like when I trained there, and I had to train there because I don't want to even get into that. I'm not going to get into why I trained there again, but it's a very good thing that I did train there again. And this, let me say this to everybody. I think I'm just going to be cutting this video short here now. Yeah, there's a lot of things I could say. I don't want to just get too into this. I don't want to do that. And like I said before, I do respect these teachers. I have a lot of respect and regard, even for Raymond Savoy, the teachers' names. Who are they? Region 5, Subakdo Federation, all those names. They go by, the teachers. I know their names, and I do have a lot of respect for all of them. It seemed like one of them had a little more compassion for me, and understanding and respect for me. Probably was Mr. Hurst. I don't know what became of him these days, but that's something he may change now. See, I don't know, but this is the problem I have. That's my foundation, martial arts. But this is always going to be my, it's always going to be a part of my foundation. I cannot just erase. The way I trained, the way I created the Hazuki style, the way I created Jin Kazama's fighting styles, the way I created Kazuma Kiryu's fighting styles was inspired especially from more especially inspired from 1995 training. Some of it was inspired from that was used in Virtual Fighter, like a double kick in the air, double storm, and beyond that. It's not just that double kick that made me somebody. I was always supposed to be somebody. But that's my history. And then I'm talking about that jacket, At least I took a picture of me wearing the jacket, and that I'm saying these things online because they're real claims. They are. Red and black is something that it's maybe a bracelet Akira Yuki wears. If you look at that, that's why I quote red and black. It's maybe also like a karate gi. I used to wear red and black sometimes, even if it was like a hoodie or whatever. I don't know why, but how to say it. At times, I wore red and black. I might have wore some other colors that are looking like availed as maybe like some kind of matching colors. Yeah, okay. So there's that. And then, all these things is like a foundation for my martial arts knowledge, experience, profession. I can still do these things. I have a body that is structured like this person still, even though I don't have a perfectly abdominal sculpted, stomach right now. I can still do these things. And, now this is like what I am. And like, as I said, nowadays, I'll say it again. It's been a year or more. I've been off of these psychiatric medications. I haven't taken anxiety medicine probably for over a year now. I don't know how long it's been, but it's going on a long time now, and I'm doing all right. But and that's see, these things would have all gone better. If I would have gotten laid. That's something else I could say really, but and how to say that I've gotten laid or I haven't gotten laid enough lately. What is it? Okay, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm talking about at a different time. I'm talking about at different times in my life, actually. Yeah, I'm talking about at different times in my life. Okay, so that's the problem there. There's nothing wrong with my body or mind, anything about me. There's nothing wrong with my sperm. It's expensive, it's special, it's pure, it's good, it's healthy, it's not completely pure. What am I going to say? There's nothing wrong with me, but people in this state of Michigan that are coming from, it all started when all this discrimination problems with me, the Polish community started that karate class. Yeah. And that's where the problem started, from the Polish community in Wayne County. What do I do about that? See, I don't want, let me say this too. I don't want to make problems with Poland, the nation in Europe. I don't want to make problems even with any nation around the world, but the problem I have in my history, is you know what? There were two kids. There were Polish kids, and the teacher clearly stated to me, Ryan, those are Polish kids. He's comparing my nationality, that is Mexican, Spanish, that's European too, descent, and Texas is my history too, my people, whatever it is. But then I'm European, whatever. But he's comparing my genetic background, the teacher, with these Polish people they're coming into class. He's comparing, giving a comparison, saying, Ryan, those are Polish kids. Like I have an upper hand. Well, it's not my problem if I have an upper hand. It isn't my problem that they are jealous and they're making problems for me and my family all my life now because they got in the way and claimed all this with video games and that. That isn't my problem. I mean, damn, that's not my problem. Okay? That's not even my problem. These things were never properly represented to me by the teacher, Raymond Savoy. They're never presented to me properly. How did I say it? These things were never presented to me correctly by the right authorities, the right people. You know who everybody, who presented to me who vaguely veiled something to me about something more about. There may be a lunch lady in my history. I'm not going to get into it, but this is the problem here. Well, some of my claims, how to say this, some of my claims are not in coherence, probably even with Google. Okay, some of my claims, they're undocumented too, in another undocumented form here. They're not respected or documented on Google. Google doesn't tell you the truth all the times, in the same way that Wikipedia doesn't tell you the truth all the time. Wikipedia is what? Essentially, Wikipedia is just, or merely you could say, is just Wikipedia representing encyclopedia knowledge. This is just what a majority of people what they would say about a subject, title, whatever, what they would say about my name, who I am, what I represent. And like I said before, I'm more properly represented, somewhat, perhaps, maybe, more properly represented on Bing.com, on Bing search engine. Bing search engine, that's what I'd say. Look me up on Bing search engine. I'm somewhat more represented better there. Or maybe significantly more, whatever, I think it's a very strong understatement, even today. Not being all these things all these years, Bing is still an understatement for what I'm supposed to be. That's still an understatement, even Bing.com. But that's the problem with this time in history. It's misrepresented. I represent these things correctly. I'm better than everybody to say these things because I did these things. Why am I better? I'm not bragging, but I have to point out the real obvious truths here, okay? That's the problem I have with my history and people getting in my way for me being the true Ryu Hazuki and Jin and all these things. That's the problem I have. People just got in the way and took it because I'm Mexican, right? I don't want to say that. They took it because I'm disabled. They took it for all these other reasons. But probably above all, they just, above all, I think above all, people just didn't find enough interest in me. They were not interested in me enough. Like, I think the Don teachers and everybody that wanted to make me special real bad, they wanted to make me special really bad. I know they did. I know they're good human beings. I know they're good people. I'm not a racist man. I don't care if people are white or black or Spanish. You know what? And white women are sexy as hell in the bed. Yeah, I know that, even if I don't get with them. But shit, man, you know what? I like you guys too. And this is the problem. I'm from Detroit. I'm from Michigan. Shenmue. I'm all those glorious things. But I know you guys are very good people. Those Don teachers, I will always respect them in so many glorious ways. I do. But this is the problem that it all comes back to. It comes back to square one. Okay, again, after all this time. This is why it didn't work out, I think. Actually, in a way, essentially, is that they just lost interest in making me this person. Because, why did that happen? It's a good question. But there's too much going on. I'll just say that. There's too much going on, and they just lost interest in me. But I could probably see, in a way, this is another way to say it. I could translate this like this. The Don teachers did want to make me this person, and they did. But that's another thing. It's not that I respect them all the way like that, but like, this is the problem too. These things live on in me. When I do it myself too. I can still do these things. I can still be respected as these things. You know, people make martial art movie films, and they're, how old is, like I said, these Scott Atkins. Say it again. The last time I looked him up, and that was the last time I looked him up. He might be older now. I don't know, but I don't think he's. See, okay. The last time I looked up these Scott Atkins, it said he was 53 years of age. Now, what am I saying now? Okay, that's why I say. That's why I say age is just a number. But this is the problem with that I have, where I'm living. If the ladies that don't know me, but they see me on YouTube, they see me online, they see me on Instagram, Facebook, 500K, and YouTube, and all that. They see me on a screen. I'm not respected on TV, Hollywood, or whatever yet. They can see me on a screen. They see me do these things. I know I'm not perfectly representing the things that I do claim in a way, because I don't have the lifestyle, the money, the training, the food, the good sex life a man needs, really. And I don't have those things in play in my life to make me these things, respected as these things. So this is why I think, like, why do I believe I know that about women in local communities? I've asked few of them out at times, different times, whatever. But they don't even think I'm anyone. It's like I'm not even there. It's like I'm a ghost. Ghost of Tsushima. Right. It's like I'm not even the fox. The fox in that video game is so much sexier than me. It's really bad. But that's the problem that I have been going through for a time, and that's the problem. It's really bad, really, really horrible. And I'm supposed to be the respected martial artist that represents Ryu Hazuki so long ago, not just so long ago. I find that I can do these things again in movies. Maybe I don't have exactly the same potential to be a hardcore fighter and jiu-jitsu artist like I should have been all those years if I had been given the respect, credit, the money, the food, the life, the man's life, all those things at a younger age when I earned these things, barely being like 13, 14. I could have did these things when I was 4 or 5, probably. I could have did these things all my life. But what am I going to say? I could have been like Ryu Hayabusa. I'm thinking too. I have reason to believe that also. Maybe when I'm 1 or 2, what am I going to do? See, it's just, these things I do, some of these things I claim and things I do, I have reason to have confidence in what I can do. I have reason to believe I'm a confident man. I'm a competent man, and I'm a confident man. And I can do all these things easily because I'm that way, naturally. And it's not that I'm arrogant. It's not that I'm, that's not that I'm having something wrong with me, or whatever people might say. But this is why I'm online, even today. I'm only, what am I? Not that old today, whatever. Age is just a number. But that's why I'm availing myself on the internet and trying to make my way into the better life I'm supposed to be living like. And who knows? Maybe I'll just go to college and come back. I don't even know how to say this. I don't even know where this is going to be going for me or where it's going to go. But where it should go into my favor. But like, I don't know how special, let me say. Yeah, see, I'm living in America here. I don't want to talk about American culture and people here really, but I'm here in this country. I should have been in the other countries that I'm representing for these martial arts. I should have been in their countries so many years ago. And that's part of the problem I'm having. But these things were never availed to me. All the things I'm claiming that I know are from meditation, my own meditation. And that's what the teacher told me to do. So how am I wrong for this? I can prove these things even again. I have it in me to do it. But without money, without, the things that was supposed to be, given to me, like I have an LLC today. I should have had one so many years ago. Well, this is why one of the teachers that I trained with told me to open your own house. Well, there's a reason for everything. He knows I'm a good man anyway. He knows I'm a good person. He knows I'm not a bad guy. He knows I don't have reason to screw them over, to deceive the teachers. He knows I'm not an evil student. He knows I'm not a bad man or do some wrong intentionally. He knows I wouldn't be like that. But then again, I'm in this relationship, and I don't know what reasons the girl that I dated for 3 years, she was a student in the class too, coming in with her brother. I don't know why she, and probably he's involved too, and her whole family, and they got other nations doing stupid things. I don't know what to think of this. Is Poland involved with this? The Catholic Church? Yeah, probably. And this is another problem. I don't want to bring them really into these problems, but they've taken from me, I think. They've taken money, respect from me, and gave it to their own people. I'm offended. So that's another way to look at this. There's too many offensive ways that are, like offending me to look at this from my end. You see, I've been offended in so many terrible, ways that people don't want to accept this. They don't want to care because they think they're just better. And okay, think whatever the hell you want, whoever you are in Michigan or the country I'm living in here. It's like I don't want to be arrogant like that, really, but I can't help. I'm not gifted in martial arts to be this guy. I'm supposed to be better than Ryuzuki doing, see, Ryuzuki. Now, there's something I think more. I have this theory about myself in a way. I believe I'm supposed to be like the ninja, the Western hero, somewhat. I don't know what. That's probably something I should just try to let go and deny and ignore of myself, of my history, that I don't even know what to think of that in a way. Like these claims from this Western hero actually that are like in correlating possibly to Ryu Hayabusa. The people that might know something about that, the people that might know a little more, I believe I'm like in a controlled curse, like the government behind this. Maybe that the church, the people of the churches, the people that just it's like I'm thinking it's like a purpose in life that was just meant. It was meant to be lived, but it's a purpose that was destroyed by what, like the family I that raised me or something. It's like a life purpose that was just destroyed somehow. I don't know about this Western hero enough, this video game enough, but it is reminding me of like some kind of a prophecy, maybe like in Japan, is it, or the Western hero? What does that look like? It's like a prophecy to me. See, it's not really meant to be taken like a joke, I don't think, but this is why I'm saying this too about myself also. I might have Native American in me from Canada or America or somewhere between the bridge of Detroit and Canada. There's something more about my family, that these Native American people were in my family. They were close to my father, who I'm living with or whatever. They're very close to them. He talks about them all the time. I don't really want to offend my dad really or anything, but some of these Native Americans were really spiritual, who was hanging around with. I remember there was a wolf that attacked my dad when he was younger. He told me a story, and then they took that wolf to the garage. He bit him, the wolf. And it's like a wolf dog or something. Took him to the garage, and they killed that wolf with a bow and arrow. And then they threw him in the garbage. But that's something I remember about what my dad told me in Detroit that happened here. And I don't know who these Native American people, what tribe exactly they're representing. Is it the Reds? See, I'm thinking it's that, Navajos, something more. I've heard something more about New Mexico City there. I don't know which special tribe they're representing. Cherokee, see, I don't know. Who were they? What tribe were they from? I think they're from Canada too, maybe. I got reasons to believe these things, but this is what I'm saying about myself too. Okay, so this is like, like even Tekken gives correlation to Mexico in Tekken 3. And that's kind of entangled in somewhat with this Shenmue, to me, in a way, in Japan or whatever. Who am I? I don't even know what I am sometimes. I don't know. But I'm thinking like something more to Canada or something more to Detroit. But see, some Native American people are not around. A lot of the Native Americans or Native Indians in Canada, a lot of them are not even around now. It's like a thousands of years old ancient civilization, these lands that are not enough of us here or something. What are they? Spiritual people, traditional people. but it's something that maybe like see what I'm saying is like I'm talking what the Western hero. Okay, what is that? Something of significance. What the Great White Spirit? The Great White Spirit. Naxukao, Moxukao. Is that the right way to say it? Naxukao, Moxukao. Is that the right way to say it? Look that up. Look it up. I forgot what the right translation of the White Warrior or something is. Kickboxer 1. What's the correct way to say it? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Look it up. Look me up. Okay, hook me up. What am I gonna do? What? I don't know what to say. Really. A lot of these things I'm talking about, I'm not full of crap, but I've got an LLC representing who I am. I'd really like to know more about something that I should know about, maybe. Yeah, I'm born a rooster. The Phoenix, right? Some things I may not want to really know in a way. Some things I should have known before I was 18, maybe. See, I don't know. But that's something more, okay? So the ninja, the way of the ninja, the warrior, whatever that is, it's something really deep and special. The white warrior, like JCB says in the movies. Is that something to do with Thailand too? My talent was a very exceptional, real talent in the martial arts that I don't even know what I am from doing the things I did that year that created the Hazuki style and the scrolls in Shenmue 1 and 2, especially the ones, some of the moves used for Shenmue 3. I remember I did too. The teachers, maybe the parents, whatever. See, they had cell phones the year that before Shenmue 3 was created. I remember doing the same moves. I tell the teacher, the head instructor, yes, I remember doing some of those same moves that they used in Shenmue 3. That's because I already know, and we don't talk about it enough. We don't even talk about it. It's a low-key kept secret. Keep silver, whatever. It's a quiet secret. I'm really Hazuki too. That's another thing. But it's just too many things that, like, I know I'm this guy. I am this talented thing here. But it's just different. And it's not really cool unless it's represented and accepted as cool, as special and acceptable and approved by the right sources and people in America, in other countries around the world, even especially by sponsors from tournaments or whatever. And that's something else I have to say too, because when I had displayed this type of a talent, see, I think I'm quite exceptional for what I'm saying. In a lot of ways, really. I'm like a strong, exceptional person, really. But I don't like to really make exceptions for myself. I don't like to make any exception for what I didn't do or can't do or didn't prove. Even today, I don't like to make any exception for myself. I never did. Goes back all to that, the same times when people took everything from me, the money, the respect. I can't have the food and the women and the life I need to have a cool life. As the martial artist warrior I've always supposed to have been living like. I can't do that because I was never given those things after I earned them on a degree. In my federation, I was given these things. They didn't give it to me. They gave it to the wrong errors, the wrong names, wrong people. Okay, what they could have done is just one thing, just give it to me because I earned it already, and that was my whole intention. All the things I claim. So, yeah, it is kind of late. I'm at my phone here. It's approaching, excuse me, 5 p.m. No, 5 a.m. Yes. So, okay, like these things that, I'm saying, I'm not trying to be like I'm not trying to be like what about to close the video here soon, but I'm not trying to be like okay, the way, in a way, like after going through the things I went through, you know, maybe I would have been this way too, or something like how to say to be considered spiritual, special. Okay, pride is I do understand pride is not something people want want to really acknowledge, or people find pride offensive. I do thoroughly clearly understand that anyway. Even long ago I always understood pride was hated, but that's why, okay, again, truthfully, really, that's why even at that time, like today, I have referred to myself as the Duke of the Duke of Mudokwan. Like Duke, part of Mudokwan means the humble, uh, the courteous, humble way of a martial artist to help others. Okay. I was not volunteering to be the Duke of Mudo Kwan around the world, because that's a world claim, actually. In another context, that's a world claim. There's World Mudo Kwan. All that means is 5 elements of our federation. It's also dealing with Buddhism also too, but like World Mudo Kwan, okay. That's the Duke of Mudo Kwan, the Duke. Well, not saying I'm Frank Dukes. What? Come on now. What I'm really saying about that history is different, okay? But I'm not trying to just, it was the teacher's idea, okay? His idea was what happened, and this is why Shenmue is what it is today. This is why all these things are the way they are today. I don't even want to say it, because of the teacher's bright idea to do what he did, and not ever credit me, not ever say nothing to me again. Just leave here like you're the wolf of your little way or something. And I don't want to offend him. I don't want to offend the teacher, but to me, he did what he did, and that's the problem I have with that teacher. Yeah. And then I got this girl that I dated for 3 years. And she said it's only 3 weeks, 3 months. Not even that. She don't even know me, this Sarah. That's a problem for me. Well, I've got the proof of the pictures. I've got them. I can prove that even in court if I had to. And she really had a lot in for me from day one, before day one. Initially, preemptively, she had a lot of shit in for me, damn it. And that's why you don't see me fucking her stupid friends. Take it offensively. You learned it. And that's the problem, too, I had with her. Let alone bang your, written consented girls, okay? If I'm this guy that's awesome as hell in the martial arts history and world and reality, really? Really, Joy? Is that what you are? I'm that. Okay. I'm not supposed to be nobody, but that's the problem. Deal with disrespect. people that think they're better than me. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, I know that's the way I was. That's the way I'm supposed to always have been. That's the way I was supposed to progress from that by getting the respect, the credit of being Hazuki. See, this is why I'm also thinking that Hazuki is what Hazuki is not as good as what, like, you know, Ryu Hayabusa is probably better than Hazuki in the martial arts, right? To me, actually, what Ryu Hayabusa would be, because I'm thinking that's supposed to be me in a way. The martial arts, the karate, obviously is what Hazuki would do, but they're not going to say that because that's just too much, being put together. But see, ninjutsu, art means what you earn on your own. The martial arts you teach yourself on your own. The things you know on your own. Like that song in Bloodsport, On My Own. Watch it. And like the Hazuki style, that's not just do arts there. They're composition, what is it? They're composed of do arts, and su arts, and all kind of different arts. Even American too, whatever, but like all those things that I did also without nobody teaching me those things too in the class. It just came out spiritually too. Those things is su art too, and maybe I could say it's 2 or 3 different su arts, because the moves I did for Shenmue, some of them are not used for the video game. Some of them are used also like in the Kung Fu scroll shops. There's one of them in Hong Kong. Maybe there's another one in Greenland or something. These shops, like the antique shops, those moves are not in what is, see, this is what I'm saying. They're not initially in the Hazuki style, okay? But this is integrated into the video game. But this is all my style in a way too. But that's what's unique and special about my history too, and me, and my true legacy, what I'm supposed to represent. That's where I'm saying that, I can't just accept being nobody. And in Michigan, that's just the state. It's like the state I'm living in. But I don't want to offend the wrong person. But, I've been too talented in these things I'm talking about that I don't want to just say that I'm not that. I don't think I deserve that and never deserve that. It don't matter if there's another 30 years, another 311 years, whatever the hell it is. 31 years, 331. I don't care. I did this. I'm that. Somebody else's son, father, saying they're that. Really? Show me. Show me. I'm the guy who did this. I taught you this. Show me. You played the video game inspired from what I did. Show me you can do that. Maybe you can be in my class online. That's because this is coming to my YouTube channel. I'm going to have to probably start doing this eventually. It's probably going to come to this, is that, people are gonna maybe people are gonna pay to watch my videos or something, because I'm trying to get this channel, respected and monetized the way it's supposed to be. The way I will get better at these martial arts, and the way I'm going to be teaching them from what I did. That's what I predict is going to be happening. That's something maybe people will pay to watch. but maybe they won't pay to watch it. Maybe I'll just teach it for in some conditions for free at some point. Or again, I don't know. Like there has to be a way to structure this the way it should be respected. You know, and that's only right and fair to say that. Even. What common American people have, I gotta say that because I don't know any foreign. I don't know any foreign people. Maybe there's foreigners that don't think this is a effective style that I created, but I don't know anyone like that. I'm not really a common American person. I don't consider myself like that, but you know, people common to, you know, America, whatever. I understand, like the culture. Let me explain. The culture is different in America today than it was in my, you know, my childhood, teen years. The culture is different with people. People are different today than they were when I was, you know, like this. But I did this at 10 or 9. What is differences it make? But like in 1990, I was 9 years old. You know, I could have did this anyway. It's the start of the 90s. Yeah. What am I going to say about this? I'm not trying to, you know, say anything offensive really, but I know all about these things I'm talking about, and I need the respect from. I need to, you know, avail this, but see, in a way, you know, I'm not gonna get into all this, but like, see, this is the martial arts that this is a special style, and if you know, I believe like that people are, you know, there's probably people, not probably, but I've heard it said from some people that, you know, your moves look like crap. They, you know, I've heard that before. I don't think they look like crap. They got good form. They need a lot of work on the power. Let's take for instance when somebody, and I'm not going to say names, somebody did say your moves look like crap. Okay, let me teach that lesson probably in less than a minute here. It's funny to me that someone would even say that. If my moves look like crap to you, and the person that did say this, if my moves look like crap to you, let's see you do a better form than me. With the same moves, strings, do better form than I did. Can you do it? No. Let's see you do better speed than me. Can you do it? No. Because see, speed is attached to form. Speed is attached also to accuracy. Speed is also attached to power. There's like 4 things going on here, really. They don't, you know, the martial arts I'm familiar with, they don't call it all those things, but they just call it speed and accuracy. Because it takes speed to hit really hard, to kick with that power. The more powerful the speed, it's more powerful. The more weight you weigh, the more powerful you are. The more weight you can lift, the more powerful you are. The more faster you are. The more, you know, it's more like that. But like, and then the more accuracy you have is the more comes from form. It derives from your form, from training, from practicing. All these things mean that, and that's another thing that is giving proof I'm this guy. But this is what I'm saying too. I can't just be you might as well make an AI Hazuki if people don't want it. I don't know what to tell people, okay? If people don't think I'm this guy anyway, make a robot one. Put some robot, you know, sperm in them. For girls that only like that. See, that's the problem. It's like, I'm a human being, I'm somebody in history. And all the claims I have are true and real anyway. Even if I'm from America, or I'm living here, or maybe I'm confused about my history. This is a nation that developed. There's like some things I'm confused about myself too. But this is kind of like, yeah, okay. So I may have some experience with even girls like not thinking this is cool what I'm doing, but that's another reason I'm saying these things. But now then again, to say this that like my moves look like crap, really, and my moves are what made Shenmue what they really are. What Shenmue really is. My moves are what made Shenmue what it is. My moves are what made Tekken what it ultimately is, symbolizes too, as this Jin Kazama guy. Now, if I'm to be these things, it should not have went wrong that I'm not collecting these things so many years ago. Am I wrong? No. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm not going to go to the bathroom and smell your poop. My old girlfriend would laugh at me, Okay, I'm not going to do that ever again. Not gonna like take things in a literal sense and not understand anything. If anything, it's just stupid things people will do. They don't know anything. They're desperate, whatever, I'm desperate for love from females, girls. I'm misunderstood by my reputation, by the choices I made, even in 1995. Yes, I know that. But the reasons, I want to say this lastly here, the reasons I misunderstood by even like girls in 1995